Happy Thursday, guys. What's up? I'm going to try to be serious tonight. As I welcome you in the chat, come on in. This is open to the public. Tonight is a pre-session to personal brand resume. Tonight's a prep session. It's an introduction session. So the people who signed up for brand resume, starting on June 1st, we'll go through the schedule in one of the agenda bullets, if you will. I got to start it off with a little something. At the height of my career in computer consulting, I'm going to frame it this way to show the importance of a personal brand resume opposed to a job resume. My voice is dry because on Tuesday, I did a webinar for a couple of hours for Octo Content Model. I'm just saying this because it's going to be a crazy week. And I haven't spoken on a webinar for about a month. I don't think I'll touch that too much. Rest and relaxation because I burnt out. Maybe I'll talk about it later. No, not really. I just had to recalibrate myself. I don't want to get off track, but the importance of a brand resume is so clear to me now because I am in fact reaping the benefits. So come on in, guys. Hey, what's up? Give us some shout outs in a sec. I see you coming in. How's the sound? We don't have a mic. And I know we're gonna talk about the hair. I'll say the hair because the hair is the number one thing. We all know that. I did not give myself a haircut because I didn't have clippers. I need some clippers. I'm not going with the scissors on this mane. I'm sorry. I'm being a little sarcastic, but I need clippers. I'll go pick them up tomorrow because in brand resume, when we do the actual course and we build out your brand resume together, I want to have shorter hair. I want to look a little bit more professional, y'all. So let's start like this. 2 minutes, 28 seconds. Wow, it's almost 9:05. Let's go. At the height of my career in computer consulting, before I retired from that industry and the whole corporate world, sounds scripted. Before I retired from computers 7 years ago, I was in computers for almost 20 years. At the height of my career as a computer consultant, software developer, I was at 800 a day. That was my per diem. Now, this is a loosely based parallel. Okay, this works in this case. This is a loosely based parallel. I was able to get that rate. It was actually $7.75 because I was worth that. Number one. But that didn't really matter because I had no way of proving my skills to the employers or the people who were giving me their money, the companies, the headhunters, whoever. It was headhunters who would, we used to say, pimp me out and take their cut. So my cut was $7.75. So they were making over $1,000 a day with me. Now, how did I get that? I wanted to prove my skills to these people, but in order to do that, I had to get in front of them. And I don't know, look at me. Do I look like I know how to program? Do I look like I'm good at my craft? Probably not. It's really impossible to tell. I hope I don't. I hope I don't match the stereotype of a geek. You know, with the glasses, the tape, that kind of thing. So I had to get in front of them to prove my skills. How did I do that? Why was I able to prove my worth in front of them in that world? It's because I had a 34, I'll repeat that, a 34-page job resume that outlined every single contract I've done in pretty darn good detail. If I was, doing data modeling, if I was working in the middle tier, if I was doing front end stuff, if I was doing GUI stuff, if every job, if I was doing Java, I get into the EJBs, like I talk about what I did in Java. If I was doing whatever code, ASP, even ASP, active server pages, back in the day, I would describe that project. So every project, I had a page on my resume that went in the nitty-gritty, which is the nitty-gritty. That was my full resume. Then I had a resume summary that pointed to those jobs, like a cross-reference. Why am I saying that? Because that is what got employers to want to talk to me. They saw what I've done. They're like, okay, now we're talking. Let's go look at what he did in SQL Server, for example. Cross-reference, go a whole page on that job. A lot of people said it was too much, but it wasn't, because I kept getting calls and calls and calls to see if I practiced what I preached. They're like, oh, he knows about that, does he? Let's get him in and let's grill him a little bit. So it gave me the opportunity to have a conversation with the decision makers. You with me? And then once I'm there, it's all golden because I can prove myself. So getting someone to listen to you, getting someone's attention is the hard part. If you're good at what you do, it doesn't matter. The question is, are they going to listen to you? Do they want to listen to you? Do they, here we go, let's go cliche. Do they know, like, and trust you? They knew, liked, and trusted me based on my skills on the job resume. What brand resume is, the thing we're going to talk about tonight or prep for tonight, is your personal brand resume. It's different from a job resume, but not so much. So I had to frame it that way because we're going to kind of like build we're going to go through. I have an agenda. 7-Eleven, look at that. It's 9:07 and 11 seconds. That's my angel number, which basically means Mark, get on. Get on with it. Hey guys, welcome. How's it going? I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions right off the bat, okay? Who here has a job resume? Say, here we go. Instead of just saying yes, say yes, job resume, yes, job resume, yes, job resume, no job resume. Because I'm going to ask you another question right away. And because of the time delay, I wanted the data. Okay. I have a new LinkedIn connection. Christy, oh, I missed you. We're going to connect, I'm sure, Christy. They're just coming in. LinkedIn is insane. But what do? I guide them. I point to everyone now. If you connect with me on LinkedIn, you're getting an autoresponder message in LinkedIn that sends you to my brand resume. That sends you to, most people call it a blog, but this isn't just a blog. Now I am rambling. We got to move. Okay, so job resumes, perfect. Okay. Who here is an entrepreneur or owns their own business or is an aspiring entrepreneur? Okay. Good. We're going to go with the agenda real quick. Here's what we're covering today. And I have them in order for a reason. First thing we're going to cover is why do you need to have a personal brand resume? I'm saying personal brand resume instead of brand resume because I spoke to my mentor and it's more accurate. So we may change the course. We're doing a course. For those of you that are new here and you're just here for tonight, you're going to get tons of value. You'll know what to do after tonight to build your personal brand resume. But we are having the official course starting on June 1st to June 5th. We're condensing it. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, guys? Agenda. Bullet points, Mark. Bullet points. Number 1, why have a personal brand resume? Number 2, who is a personal brand resume for? I have to specify this early, and I will. It's the second bullet, because this may not be for everyone on here tonight. You may not be an entrepreneur, but it appears a lot of people are. You may not be an aspiring entrepreneur. You may just want to focus on your career, your job, okay? Many people are working from home with COVID and stuff right now. So you have a job and you're focused on your job or getting another job, this would not be for you. You'll see why. Bullet number 3. What is a personal brand resume? I'm going to say what it is on the third bullet because it makes more sense in this flow. You don't need to know what it really is if it's not for you. So let's just keep going. Number 4, what will a personal brand resume do for you? You know, it's the means to what end? What's your benefit in having one? That's 4 bullets. Wow, 10 minutes in. Let's go, Mark. We got to go. Then after that, we're going to go through the schedule breakdown of the official live sessions. There are only 36 of you. You're called collaborators that will collaborate with me as we build this course. So we're going to go through the schedule, which is from June 1st to June 5th, which is, well, I'll say it right now, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Super easy to remember. And it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 1 week, all of next week. Good. We're going to go through that. I kind of did go through it, but I'm going to screen share to show you what we'll be covering in those days, okay? It's all laid out. The course is all laid out. I just need your collaboration, your engagement. Collaborators, next bullet. Next bullet is, I'll be very clear on what the collaborators are getting. You're getting more than the course. You're getting a lot. Some of you kind of know what you're getting. Some of you may be a little unclear. It will be very clear what the collaborators are getting versus what people who buy the course afterwards are getting. In a nutshell, I'll come back to it, but in a nutshell, we're filming together, 36 of us, a course in 5 days. We're packaging that course and we're selling it afterwards. And you guys keep all the profits, obviously. Collaborators, you have your own school. We'll get into that a little later when I screen share. But I will personally sell $1 million or more of brand resume courses just in 2020, in 6 months. That's what's happening. So hang on tight. It's going to be fun to film together. My point was we're doing it in a full week condensed because I know exactly what to teach. Like I know exactly what to teach, when to teach it, how to teach it. I just need your engagement, collaboration, and input. Okay? After that, collaborators will have action steps to take before Monday. Okay? We are Thursday. We're going to have homework. Okay? We're going to prep you up for it nicely because it's the most important thing. It's the only thing. It's the only thing. It all leads to your brand resume. So, and then after that, guess what we're going to do? I'll give you some timelines here for tonight. We're already 15 minutes in. We have a watch party, okay? We're going to do a watch party. I'm going to plug a video in at the end that says it all. It summarizes it all. Now, when I plug that video in, you can leave if you want to leave because I'll give you a link to watch that video on your own time where you could double speed, triple speed, go through it at your own pace, okay? So I'm only going to ramble on here for probably an hour. And then after that, we're going to have a watch party for an hour. But it is a watch party for a reason, and the reason being is I'll be watching it with you. I'm live here tonight. Hello, it's the 28th. It's Thursday, the 28th of May, 2020. I'm here. I see the chat. I feel like I have to justify that I'm live. I will engage. Of course, I'll engage. And I'll watch it with you because when I plug that video in, as I'll do very shortly, within 45 minutes, as I plug that video in, I will be watching it with you. I'm here, and I'll be answering questions in the chat as that video is playing, okay? So I'm here. When we get to chat, I'd like to stay congruent within the subject matter. I don't feel there's much need to talk about my month off. I took a month off because I physically burnt out. I think many of you already know this. I have a prescription of only working 16 hours a day, getting 6 hours of sleep, which I didn't do. I used to work 20 hours a day and get like 3 hours sleep. And over time, it caught up to me. Getting my nutrition right, getting my sleep right, getting my exercise right, getting my meditation right, and picking up a hobby, which I got into guitar again. I've been playing guitar all my life, started focusing on music, maybe an hour a day. Perfect, done. That's why I've been off, but I've been able to refocus. I've been able to, I've been able to build out my brand resume and complete the whole darn thing. 420 work experiences, blog posts. And that's, okay, let's go. We gotta go. We gotta move. This is fast. 15 minutes in. I just want to ramble for another, I'm not rambling here. It's just, I don't think I can illustrate the importance of what this is getting me right now. With such little numbers, such small numbers, the people who land on my personal brand resume, my blog, the ones who matter, well, you all matter, but the quality of people who are falling into this and throwing me offers. When I say offers, corporate offers, to do corporate training, to do, should I say that now? I'm just going to drop it right now because it's super exciting. It's a whole world that I didn't know really existed, but I should have known existed. We're going to get into that in bullet number 4. What will a personal brand resume do for you? Let's go back to number 1, okay? Let's go. I give you the agenda in 16 minutes. Wow. Why have a personal brand resume? Let's start with who's a personal brand resume for. It feels better. A personal brand resume is for entrepreneurs. It's for entrepreneurs who sell things. Now, whatever it is you sell, I'll try to word this perfectly. Tell me if you agree. Would you agree that selling yourself is the most important thing? Would you agree that by selling yourself, if people buy into you, you can switch whatever companies you want to work with? You can sell your own stuff. You can recommend something that you like a good book, and people will buy it. You can change complete directions because you can tell the people, your audience that bought into you, that you screwed up, that you made a bad decision, that you were wrong all along and now I'm fessing up to it, or that you found something that's blowing your mind, like this whole Joe Rogan deal is making me like focus on podcasts 90% of my time. That was never what I stood for, but since you bought into me, since people buy into you, they're open to listening. Does that make sense? This is for those people. A job resume doesn't do that. A job resume highlights your skills. We're gonna talk about the differences in the actual course. But right now, if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're not selling something, because who is a personal brand resume for? Well, it's for people who are looking for buyers or prospects. Number 1, buyers or prospects who will buy your products or services. If you're not looking for that, if you're looking for a job, this ain't for you tonight. It's also for people who are looking to get the attention of big CEOs or decision makers who would purchase. Here's what they'll purchase from you. Here's what they want to purchase from me. And this is huge. It's such a whole new world. Corporate training, courses, custom courses that you would build for that company. And speaking gigs. I don't know so much with the COVID going on, but if you look at speaking gigs, if you look at Gary Vaynerchuk, he was charging $150,000 per keynote. I'm not saying you'll get that, and I don't even know when speaking will be socially acceptable again, Let's get into corporate training. You know, someone like, who knows who Grant Cardone is? You know, he's got Cardone University. You know how much that costs for corporations? You know how much that costs for corporations? $60,000 a year. They're digital courses. They're not custom. $60,000 per year, because corporations have a budget for that. Why are they buying it from Grant Cardone? Because they saw 100 hours of him. I'll keep it that simple. They saw over 100 hours of him, if not 1,000 hours. Who here, just for fun, who here has seen 100 hours of me combined? Put it in the chat, please. I'm just curious. I know many of you don't know who I am. I'm seeing in the back all kinds of new names. Who here has seen me combined time? Like right now, you got 20 minutes logged in of Marc Lalonde. So I've done webinars for 4 hours. And when I say logged time, it doesn't have to be live. Who here has seen over 100 hours of me over time, ever accumulated? So if you're in Branding YOUniversity and you saw like 10 or 100 1-hour courses, or you know what I mean, like accumulated time. And if you've rewatched something, you have to add those times up. So if you've watched a 2-hour training 5 times, that's 10 hours. Okay? Who here? Okay, so who here has seen 1,000 hours of me? Now I'm just tooting my own horn. Well, I'm not tooting my own horn. My point is, if you have a brand resume, Grant Cardone is, I got to go back to it. People who hire him, corporations, is because decision makers saw him for a certain amount of time and they said, he's the guy. He's the guy I want to get our sales team plugged into. So they pay 60 grand a year. Okay? Now, the next one is, if you get the attention of corporations like that, corporate courses that are custom for the company, just fill in the blanks, you know. Like if you look at Grant Cardone walk around, Ashley Furniture, I don't know if you see that stuff. He's got CEOs that watch him online and they're like, why don't you create a training just for our sales team, custom? How much do you think those cost? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Now, why am I getting that kind of attention right now? I can share some numbers, but it's a little bit, it will be misleading. Why would it be misleading? Because my blog for the past 2 weeks now has had over 420 pieces of content on it, where people can dive in and go here and go there and go, oh, I want to learn about that. Oh, I want to see about that. Oh my God, he was an addict. Oh, he was homeless. I was homeless too. Oh, he did this. Oh my God, he was a computer consultant. Oh my God, this, that, this. Oh my God, he ranked #1 in that company. Oh my God, he was the #1 sales guy there. There's the leaderboard. Oh my God, how does he close people? Oh, there it is. I'll click that video. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. Ask these 4 questions and close more people. I'm going to go and I'm going to try that. I'm imitating the person who would see my blog. Then they go and they try the stuff that's on my blog and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to go back to that blog. It's got like 400 more pieces of content. Click, click. And as they do that and learn from your brand resume, what's happening? Do you think they're starting to know, like, and trust you? Keyword you. Yes, they're seeing your skills. There ain't none of this stuff. I have 5 years experience. Believe me, please. When it's on your brand resume, personal brand resume, they see it. The dates are there on your videos. You could go back to my first video in 2015. I hope you don't. But if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, when I was starting to get success, not a millionaire yet, like not making 7 figures, not even making 6 figures, just starting to generate a couple of leads. First video, I couldn't even be on camera. It was horrible, but it's there. The lower you scroll down in my body of work, you see my whole journey. I documented my whole journey. Wow, I'm rambling. So if you're not an entrepreneur, get out of here. So you see what a brand resume is for. I'm going to share my screen in a sec. Why have a personal brand resume? They're kind of intertwined. because you want to rewrite your identity. You can do that now. You can point someone to your brand resume. What do you do? So what do you do? What do you do? Yeah, what's the biggest question on social media? Go to thewealthytrainer.com. Knock yourself out. Done. You rewrite your identity, or what I like to say, recreate your identity. Because it will always evolve and get better. And the more you add to it, you're documenting your journey. So you get to create who you want to be. I did. Well, if you look at my first videos, you could tell I wanted to be a millionaire. You could tell I wanted to, but as the videos go on, I'm shaping my character. I couldn't even get on a leaderboard if my life depended on it in any company I joined, or top of the sales teams. And then as I move along, as you go in my videos, 1 year in, 2 years in, I'm number one on everything. So you see the evolvement of it all. It's a beautiful thing. It's your identity. You're creating yourself. You're sculpting your dream self and documenting it. And when people see that, they're like, this guy's real. Like, he's not just making it up. This is real. Like, go back to 2016. Look at him there. Come up here. Look at him there. And look what's happening. Look what he's created. Look what he's doing technically. Look at his audience. Like, look, they see the evolvement. It's beautiful. And you're selling yourself. Now, here's the big one. You're selling yourself and your skills. I keep getting this update coming on. I'm on an Android phone. It's pissing me off. This is off topic. Hey, guys, it's pissing me off. So I may have to push cancel. And when I do cancel update, because I did it last time. I did a webinar on Tuesday. I want to do it, but I don't want it to interrupt the feed. I don't want it to cut off. We're all connected perfectly. The feed is perfect. If it freezes, it's because of that. I'm right here, okay? We're just going to keep going here. We should be good. Am I freezing up? Can you let me know in the chat? Because it keeps popping up. Update the new Android on the operating system on my phone. I smashed my iPhone, and now I got to get a new one. Please. Are we good? Can you still hear me? Okay. If we're good, we're good. Okay. So we got that. These are important things, man and women. Sell yourself is the huge one, because not only are you selling your skills through your experiences and your journey, but you're actually selling your personality as well. I know if I like someone or if I don't like someone pretty well immediately. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm going to listen because the training's good. I may get a tip here. I may get a tip there. But believe me, I get this all the time. A lot of people follow me for my stuff or whatever I'm teaching, but they can't stand me. They don't like my face. They don't like my voice. They think I'm Rambo. They all like my hair, though. That's the one common element. That's a joke. But they either like you or they don't. And if they don't, they're not going to look at you unless your stuff is really, really good. And then they still rather not look at you. I do better on podcasts, I believe. But my point here is that if they like you, they feel like they know you. And the more they watch you, the more they feel like they know you. You're going to notice as well, if you build this brand resume, if you had 100 pieces of content on your brand resume and someone logs those hours of you, they're going to feel like you're their friend. They're going to feel like they know you. You're going to get on a phone call with them and they'll be like, oh my God, I feel like I know you. You know, we hang out every week. Where have you been for the past month? I missed you. That's a crazy one, especially when you have a pretty big audience. But what I'm saying is you're building a connection to you in the way we build this brand resume. As you will see, half an hour in, unbelievable. We're good? We're good? We're good? Are we good? We're good. Okay, what is a personal brand resume? A personal brand resume is like a blog, except It's, oh, you see? I got to do the update, guys. I got to do the update. I got to cancel the update. You'll get a little flicker, but chill out, okay? It keeps popping up and it's interrupting. Sorry. Just hang tight. Did you guys get the lag time? Is it chopping up? It'll probably chop up for a bit. That's what I did last time. I watched the replay. I declined the Android update at this time. Actually remind me to do the damn update because you delay. You know what they do? They're going to run the damn thing anyways. You've delayed enough times. Who's got the iPhone 11? I don't want to change subjects. iPhone is better for this kind of stuff, mobile, in my opinion. I'm not an Android guy. I'm an iPhone guy, but I'm a Windows guy when it comes to desktop. Let's be clear. I love my iPad. I love my iPhone. I shouldn't have smashed my other one, but I had some girl problems, you know. The only thing, which is why I'm single, y'all. That was a joke, by the way. Just in passing. I was joking about that. There are no girl problems. No girl problems in this world. Let's go. Okay, what is a personal brand resume? It's a collection of the way we do it. As you'll see in our watch party, it's a collection of a video, audio, images, and text of you. It's really, I like this. It's a digital, actually this is a good sentence. A brand resume blog is more than a blog. It's a digital representation of you and your life's journey. It's a little bit out of the box thinking. It's not only about your skills, because your life's journey. Now, share what you want to share. Can you guys hear me and everything? Are we back on? Can you let me know, please? Say, yes, you're back. Yes, you chopped up. Did I chop up or was it flawless? Did I chop up and are we back? And can you hear me? Please. I don't want to be talking to myself. Yeah, we're good? Okay, we're good. Thank you. Grazie. Your life's journey it contains your skills. Because in my life's journey, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm teaching this Thursday on how to install pieces of code in your videos so that people fall into your custom audience so you can show your product or service to them, therefore make more sales. Next week, I'm teaching on how to generate leads on LinkedIn, how to get a form to pick up on LinkedIn. The week after, I'm teaching on how to get the social opt-in buttons so people don't have to fill out a form. It simply takes the emails from their Facebook, their Google, not their Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Google, or, like social sign-ins. I know how to do that now. I'm starting to get to know how to do that. So if you want to give away, I don't know, the 4 questions you should ask when doing cold calls. If you want that free report, just click here. And instead of them putting in their email, because it's time consuming nowadays, the kids are too busy. The kids' attention spans these days, these millennials, they just want to go sign in with Facebook and then get their giveaway. And when they do that, boom, it goes into my email autoresponder. And they don't even know it. It's a little sneaky, actually. But example, that'd be something I'd be doing. I'm documenting my life's journey. What's going on in my life? That's what I'm doing. What else is going on in my life? Well, I'm about 18 pounds overweight. I want to lose that. And with the COVID, I'm telling you guys what's going on in my life. But with the COVID going on, I don't have a gym. I have no access to a gym. So what do? I run up 21 flights of stairs and I stretch. And so what does that have to do with business? Well, my skills are displayed because I'm doing that. That's part of my life. I'm documenting my life's journey. But then if I'm making an awesome kale salad with, I don't know, raspberries or whatever I'm conjuring up for dinner, I may talk about that too. Because it's extremely effective at quick fat loss when you cut those starchy carbs. Or, you get the idea? So that documenting my life's journey is what I'm doing on my brand resume. You see how that's different from a job resume? It would contain my interests, my passions, my experiences, my skills, personal and business, because that's my life. My life is if I had kids, I'd talk about my kids. You know, I'm really struggling with not getting a cat of my own. I babysit cats a lot. I'm a cat fanatic. When I get my cat, I'm about to get Daphne again, and it's the best time in my life. I babysit a cat sometimes, Daphne. Some of you may know her. And I get super excited. I share videos online, and I love her. I love cats. So that's something, wow, I'm excited, so I'm going to share that. So you see how that's untraditional compared to like a job resume. But what's it doing? It's getting people to relate to you. If I told you how many times I have people contact me because of the non-business related stuff and the business related stuff. However, how many people could teach you how to build an audience and build your own list, get 100 leads per day? A lot of people. A lot of people. There's a lot of marketing professionals out there. But if I happen to like cats and I happen to be an ex-alcoholic, some people will say, I like that guy because I was an ex-alcoholic too. How does he do it? I like him. I gel with him. Some people may think the opposite. But do you see the power of personally branding yourself through your personal brand resume? I hope so. The results are insane. As a matter of fact, why don't we jump into that now? What will a personal brand resume? We're going to show you mine immediately. I'll give you a glance at what it looks like. And next week, folks, when we go through the schedule, those of you that are signed up for the whole week, we're building the whole thing from scratch in detail, exactly like mine. Exactly like mine. Okay, what will it do for you? Number one, yes, it will build your audience, your brand resume, because anyone who lands on it, we have retargeting pixels installed, so you can retarget to people on YouTube, on Google, in Gmail, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. We also have capture page forms on your brand resume, which will capture emails. I'm also going to implement text numbers for SMS, super powerful stuff. So generating leads is one thing, but generating leads to someone who already likes you, big difference, big difference. Oh, how many times have you put your email in just for the result, and you couldn't care less who was giving you the result? Sometimes, most of the time, you don't even like them. It's my case. But if I like them, I'll tune in more. I'll take the product more seriously. I'll pay attention to it. I'll probably buy something off of them if they're offering something. Why? A couple of reasons. Because it works, but also because I like them. And I know, here we go, cliche time, know, like, and trust them. They already know you because they've seen you. If you can get anybody to log 100 hours of you, 25 hours they'll buy from you. 25 hours they'll listen to what you have to say. If they watched you for 25 hours combined, over time, it's hard to get someone to listen to you for 5 minutes, believe me. It's easier to sell a high-ticket item to someone than it is to have them listen to you for 5 minutes. So if you can get someone to listen to you for 25 hours combined, you win. You win. You win. This is the stuff they don't talk about. Why? Because it's super hard to do. You've been listening to me for how long tonight? I mean, was 9:40. Really, 40 minutes. I logged in 40 minutes of Lalonde time in your mind, in your psyche. Super hard to do. So when you have a brand resume and people go at will, here's the other thing. They choose to listen to you. You're not forcing them. This ain't no university class. You chose to listen to me. Very powerful. And when you have all those options on your brand resume, and a CEO goes on there and goes, oh my God, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Even for irrelevant stuff, even for stuff that's old, keep it up there. When I was talking about Twitter lead machine, something that does not work anymore, when I was doing that, I helped over 1,000 businesses, documented. Over 1,000 businesses generate over 100,000 leads for their businesses. It doesn't work anymore. Some people would argue that I shouldn't keep it up there. Why is it even there? Why do you even document that? Because it shows what I've done. It shows my journey. It shows the successes I've had. There will be a time where video will be almost obsolete. It'll all be voice and podcasts. And emails will be obsolete. It'll all be text messaging. But it's important to show your results along the way, just like on a job resume. I was kicking butt in active server pages as a programmer. That was my thing, ASP. Before .NET, those of you who program, like traditional classic ASP, it was my thing. You know what else was my thing? Cold Fusion. You know what else was my thing? Drumbeat. Who remembers that? Who remembers Drumbeat? That was my ultimate developing language. My favorite, actually, and Cold Fusion. Obsolete now. Well, not really, but it's like saying I have COBOL. My experience in COBOL, Y2K bug, is vast. I've got a lot of experience in it, but it's still on my resume because people say, oh, you were in the Y2K thing, even though it's not relevant today. Okay? Okay, good. They know, like, and trust you. I went off. Okay, you'll get sales with less resistance. That's what it will give you, a brand resume. Less resistance because they know, like, and trust you. Connections with people who feel like they already know you, even though you don't know who they are. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Like, it's really awesome. You feel like a star sometimes. Well, not like a star. That's not why. You feel like there's no resistance to having them be open to what you have to say, okay? And you want to use, with great power comes great responsibility, yo. You don't want to be like douchey about it and sell them something that's not good for them. Please, that should go without saying. But they'll be less resistant. They'll just say, okay, I'm open to looking. Powerful stuff. And then I'm going to go back to the corporate stuff. Corporate eyeballs, especially with COVID. Like, I mean, I hope you're all staying safe. And it's horrible what's happening in the world right now. I was going to say specifically financially, but no, specifically probably deaths. I'm sorry for everyone who had to suffer in terms of health. That's horrible. That's the worst. But then we can't ignore the financial aspect of it too. It's fragile, yo. Like, I'm thriving because of what we're doing, because of this kind of stuff, actually. People are... I have to be very careful what I say, but I think this is the time where people are going to need to do this if they want to thrive in this day and age, in this digital age of working from home, where people can't go and meet face to face. They're going to want to know who they're hiring. And if they go to my brand resume, thewealthytrainer.com, they know exactly what they're getting. They just go and they go, okay, we're going to go look at this candidate today. Well, he wants $100,000 to create a course for us? Let's go take a look. How much do you think Ashley Furniture or all the companies that hire Grant Cardone to go in for a day? Or Gary Vaynerchuk? Those are big names, but like I said, Grant Cardone, it's $60,000 a year just to access the courses in Cardone University. Not because of the courses, because it's Grant Cardone. And they've been watching him for a while. And they were able to dig into his stuff. And his stuff is nowhere close laid out in a correct way like we're laying it out in Brand Resume. As a matter of fact, Grant, if you're watching, it would be my pleasure to help you build a brand resume out, because with your content, brother, I'm telling you right now, lay it out like we're laying it out. Grant Cardone, people who have never seen you, you want to reach 1 billion people? There's a pitch to Grant. Give me a call, Grant. Grant, if you're watching, go to thewealthytrainer.com. Same with you, Gary. Gary Vaynerchuk, if you're watching, go to thewealthytrainer.com. Check me out. Maybe we'll chill. Maybe we'll connect. I don't want your money. I just want to hang out. Let's go for lunch and just hang out. No shop talk. I'll give you a free consultation and let's hang out. Maybe we could mastermind and trade ideas. There was a little bit of spit there. I was about to drool. Yeah, just because they're either going to gel with you or not. Not many people have 400 pieces of accessible content that's highly advanced. I've done webinars that are 4 hours long that took me months to create because they're that have made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Twitter Lead Machine made me 7 figures. It's all on there. I teach it all. I dissect everything. So, okay, you guys understand the power of that. Corporate trainings, building corporate trainings for corporations, corporate courses, custom corporate courses. Speaking, you can speak online through a private Zoom. I guess I knew it, but I'm getting like some messages and I'm opening connection with some, what do you call corporate contracts, I guess you would call them. So there we have it. That's why. Now, I think we're ready to go. We're 45 minutes in. I'm ready to screen share what I'd like to do because we have a watch party. Who's excited about creating their brand resume at the level that mine is at? And I say that with confidence. I do. I'm extremely proud of my brand resume. Not only the content within, well, I am. It doesn't feel like who feels, this will be a bold question. Who feels sometimes, who's been doing this for a couple of years? This, whatever you're doing. What are you doing? Your entrepreneurial journey. Who's been doing it for a certain amount of years? Put it in the chat. If you tell me you've had no failures along the way and felt like you're starting over all the time, you're lying to me. You've always had to. An entrepreneur starts over and takes with him what he's learned until the next venture. It's very rare that some of us just hit the gold and keep on going and our first try succeeds. I haven't reached 8-figure income yet. Mind you, every success, I'm an entrepreneur. It's in my blood. I will never stop. I'm never going to arrive and say, I've done it. I make 10 million a year. Let's kick back. I'll be like, this is fun. I have more money to invest. I love the creation process. I love the wealth building process. If I was 95 years old, which I will live to be, I'll live to be 100 because I'm healthy and I'll stay healthy, and technology, nutrition changes fast. So what, am I going to be 90 and say, okay, it's time to sit in my rocking chair? No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be an entrepreneur forever. I'll do new ventures. I may have a protein bar company one day or whatever. But the principles apply with digital marketing and online personal branding. And all I'm saying is that with all these failures, who here feels like they always had to start over? Like, what do you have to show for the past 2 years? Probably nothing. Any entrepreneur for the first 5 years, except for some of us, a pretty good bank account sometimes, but quite often, how do you sell that? Hey, here's my screenshot of my bank account. Will you hire me, or can I do a training for you? No. I feel finally like I didn't waste the last 5 years of my life. I don't care how much money I got in my bank account and knowledge I have. How can I display what I've done? How can I display my past 5 years? This is why I'm super proud of this brand resume, thewealthytrainer.com. If you go to blog and you go to body of work and you scroll all the way down you'll go to 2015 video number 1 and and then go all the way up to this video will be the latest one. See what I'm saying? If you feel like you've wasted the last 3 years of your life, you can say, but I learned a lot. But you need to document that. You need to show people and companies and decision makers and CEOs and publishing companies who may want you to write a book. I got a pretty crazy offer. If they see that, it's like you didn't waste all that time. It's like you didn't waste the last 5 years of your life. Even if you're broke, that's the best part. Document the journey. Okay, pretty awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump. Who's excited about building this thing? And listen, if you are not in the, I'm going to share my screen now and we're going to go from there. I don't think I'll get another update notice. But when I do, when I switch over to the screen, it transfers over to this fella and that fella, so we'll be okay. So we're going to go right now into the schedule of next week, and we're going to have a watch party. I really, really want you guys to watch this with me. What is the watch party? Well, first I'll share my screen. We'll go through the schedule, breakdown what we're doing on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Then I'll talk to my collaborators who are already registered for this. You have action steps to take. I need you to contact me because I need to unlock your course in the back. Because the way we do it is when we teach on Monday, I put it in the course itself, and the course will sell for $2,000. I want to unlock you now so that when you come in, I'm going to tell you the collaborator benefits. You guys get to resell the course all you want and keep all the profit. And I need to make a video for you guys where I'm edifying you. It's actually all 12 of the original people, but it's only the 12, 30 dozen collaborators. But everyone else can resell the course, and I'll show you how you can build your school exactly like mine. It's going to be the hottest course. So I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna sell a couple of $1 million of it. So I want to show you guys how to do the same thing. I just need you to take some steps. We'll do that. We'll go through the schedule. Collaborators, those of you that are not on board and you want to come on board, you're going to have to contact me because I can't let you come in the same way I let the others come in. So you're going to have to contact me on LinkedIn, and so will the collaborators, because let's do that screen share so I could show you where to go and say, I'm a collaborator, I paid to come in. Then we could verify it at our end, unlock you so you can access the modules as we release them, and you get all the registration links to show up live. I want you to show up live. And that's it. Then we're going to go into the watch party. The watch party I'm going to tell you right now real quickly, then we're going to dive in. It's the automated webinar that will sell Brand Resume. Some of you have seen it. Who has seen it? I showed it earlier. For those of you who bought the webinar software, all of the collaborators are getting this to plug into your webinar software. It's me selling it. So what I'm doing is, in a webinar, this is the way it works. I use something called the hero's journey to get people involved and interested, and there's a science behind it. I sell the ideal brand resume, kind of like I did today, but more structured, and then I close, and you're going to close too. You'll see what I mean, but you'll get to take that video, the one we're watching together tonight, and plug into your software and sell as many as you want for the price you want. You get to put in your coupon codes. It sounds complex, but you're opening your own school. And for those of you that are shy and can't sell and you're just unexperienced at this stuff, you're getting me selling for you. And you know why it's going to sell? Because I've been doing this for a very long time. When I do a webinar, I generally close 5 to 10,000, 1,000 to 10,000, depending on the show up rate. But this is an automated webinar, so it runs all the time. Exciting. So if you guys have seen it before, please stick around tonight. What else are you going to do? It'll warm you up for the week to come. For those of you that are not joining us in the creation of this course next week, I'll tell you how to contact me. I can get you in, but it won't be for the same price these people got in at. These people, the collaborators. You'll also get resale rates. Just contact me. We'll talk from there. And then we will watch together. And when we watch together, it'll be that video. So I'm going to play it. Then I'm going in the chat, like right now, tonight, with you guys. And we could talk about it as it's playing. I'm staying here all night. I'm watching it with you guys. And that'll be it. And for those of you who want to leave, I'll tell you how to get access to it. Fair enough. I'm so pumped up. Okay, let's go. Now you gotta let me know if you see my screen. Here's the tricky part, right? Should not be tricky. We should be able to switch over right now. So I'm going to the studio mic. Here we go. Let me know when you see my screen in the chat, please. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Okay, can you guys please let me know in the chat if you can see my screen, please? We'll go to the school. I'll take a sip of drink as I wait for your responses in the chat, please. Can you hear me as well? I'm on the studio mic here. You should see the collaborator school, which is called Social Media is the New Hollywood. Become famous in today's digital landscape. Do you see this? Awesome. Thank you, guys. Perfect. We're good. We did it. Okay. So where do I start? I'm going to start. I got to keep it quick because I want to address questions while the watch party is going on. So what I'll do is there's been a little revamp for my collaborators. We're kind of standardizing. I'm going to tell you about the school a little bit in a second here when I talk about the collaborators. But I'm so pumped up about the collaborators, you guys, because as you know, you have your own school that you're building out. I've created a course which is free that will teach exactly how to build your own school. I know we're going a little backwards here, but I'm going to be talking to my collaborators a lot throughout this process because we're about to go through the schedule of Brand Resume, which we are, like I said, 4 times, I think, building together, starting on Monday. We'll go through the schedule first, but throughout, I will be so pumped up about the collaborators. I will be so pumped up about those of you, we're sticking with calling you collaborators, who not only have lifetime access to these courses, currently you do. You have lifetime access to the $5,000 Octo content model, which, by the way, we just completed on Tuesday. This, ladies and gentlemen, these 2 courses are my life's work. So not only do you have access to them, but you get to resell them for whatever you want, right? I think you're aware of that. We'll get into that a little, not later, in 10 minutes after we go through the schedule. But I wanted to show you guys I've created a course here that's not published yet because we did talk about opening your own school. We had a pretty in-depth webinar on how to do so. Who here is a collaborator? Please. Actually, there's 2 categories of you, and you are getting different things. There's a category that's the Dirty Dozen, which is the first 12 collaborators that got in. And then there's a category that's collaborator. You're all collaborators, but the Dirty Dozen, you're kind of like the first movers. You guys are the people who trusted in the process before anything was done. You said, you know what? I'm coming in because I trust you, Mark, and here's my money. You kind of took a leap of faith. So you're getting more stuff, okay? That's just the way it is. You got in super cheap. You're getting more stuff. And that's the way it is for early adopters. You believed in the vision. Now that the vision's coming to fruition, you're going to get my involvement in your early success. So we'll talk about that as we move along in the collaborators section in 10 minutes. Now, this has not been published yet. We did it in a webinar. I'm going to cut pieces out of that webinar. Just really quick, it's free. If you go, look at it in the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to click it and show you what it contains. Pretty simple stuff. Why you should open your own online educational platform. I'm starting here because I think I really need you guys to, if you're going to take anything seriously, like your life depends on it, now is the time to do this. I have a website open here I'm going to go to. It's called, it's the actual statistics from reliable, credible, and trusted statistical sources to kind of wake you up. First of all, I want to say about online schools and online education is that, I don't know if you guys know this, aside from telling you that it's the biggest move you can make right now, period, aside from saying that, you guys know that's what made me a millionaire, right? Did you guys know that? When I started Branding University, before it was Branding University, I was doing course creation, and that's what popped me over the 100,000 per month. 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago, started making 100,000 a month. And I just I lost my way, okay? I partied like a rock star. I got drunk online. I lost a lot of my audience. I bought some expensive cars that I probably shouldn't have right away in the beginning. But I kept making money. Even though I lost my way, I kept just making more and more money because online education is the way to go. So I want to start by saying that if a train wreck like me can do it with an online school, then I went on to make up to 4.4 is my biggest year. Next year is going to be a whole other level though, and I'll tell you why. And I'm not saying this about me. I don't have to prove. Many of you know this. You've followed me for a while. Some of you have been buying courses from me for a long time, and a lot of strangers have too. We're not going to get into automated webinars and all that stuff, but what I will say, the source of it all is having my own online courses in my own school that's not an affiliate program. That I don't have an affiliate link. It's having your own school. It's time for you guys to make that jump. It's time for you all to make that leap. I'm going to invite some more collaborators in tonight, but you must be warned. You're not getting what the others got. And I'm going to be, did I tell you guys I'll be fully transparent? This is my year of full transparency. I'll tell you what they got, how much they got in at, and I'll tell you guys, if you guys want to jump in tonight, those of you that are not collaborators, I'll tell you what you get, and I'll tell you how much you pay. And there are no exceptions, okay? There you go. So let's go. I want to share with you some stats because I usually babble these and ramble these. The less I ramble them, the better, actually, which is why I'm kind of happy we have not too many people on tonight. But I'm going to go to a basic statistic, and you can research this all by yourself. This is from Globe Newswire. This is global online educational market worth $320 billion. That's billion with a B by 2025. So if we look, we're currently at under 200 billion right now. 187 billion in 2019. This has created the life of my dreams, and not everyone has their own school, okay? So that's just to give you an idea, and this is just recently updated, okay? Now what I want to say about these statistics, you'll find they're very congruent online. You'll get these numbers, but there's something happening right now in the world, okay? With COVID, with the coronavirus, and based on my personal metrics and what I'm seeing online, we're going to hit 300 billion a lot quicker than 2025, okay? All I want to say is that you right now, guys, my collaborators, I'm making it super easy from a guy who has done it. I've done it. I had Branding University. I also had the Wealthy Trainer School of Learning, where I hosted just one course, Funnelist Funnels, which I sold for $3,000 a pop. This is where you need to be. if you want to play big, okay? And it's not that hard. Let me show you what we teach in opening your own school. Look how easy this is. Introduction, why you should open your own online educational platform. We'll upload that shortly. When I say we, I mean me, myself, and I. Step by step, how to open your own school. Follow along and we'll have your own school open in 15 minutes. Adding our courses to your school. Explanation of resale rights for 100% profits, because there are legal aspects to it, and we are working on a badge and a code and verification so that any Yahoo, any cowboy can't come and screen share, screen steal the courses and resell them. We have very, very strict legal procedures in place. I talked about that in the past, but this course will be pretty stern on that. Step by step, how to add our courses to your school. And one final thing, I gotta say it, is that our current courses that you will be getting, brand resume and octo content model, every entrepreneur will need. There is no doubt about it. That's a fact. You're getting those. And here's what I want to add. Since it's your school, this will be your chance to create your own courses and add your own courses to your own school. I kind of said everything the collaborators get, didn't I? So I don't think we have to go through that again. So for those of you that want to be collaborators tonight, I'll tell you in a sec how, okay? First, I want to go through the brand resume. I want to go through the schedule. Now, I'm going to need you guys to contact me on LinkedIn. Those of you that have paid, you know how much the collaborators had paid, guys? Do you want to put it in the chat? I don't care. You all paid $197. That's what you paid. That's all you paid. There's no more payments. It's over. Now you get to open your own school. Some of you already have. You get to populate the entire Octo content model course, which was 3 months. It actually ended up being 5 months. I don't know how many hours we have in here, but you can go check it out. Those of you that are not collaborators, and check out what we covered. But it's important for the current collaborators to know this is not only your course to take your time with and apply, but this is your course you can resell now. And the school course, your own school, we call it, this will teach you exactly how to build it and populate it yourself, where you can adjust the price, where you can give coupon discounts. You own the course. Not only can you modify the prices, but you can rename the course and you can inject yourself in the course, which will bring me to brand resume. Those of you that are collaborators and got in for $197, you also have brand resume. So we're going to unlock you immediately. We're going to unlock you tomorrow morning. This is why you're going to need to contact me in LinkedIn. Why will you need to contact me on LinkedIn? Because your PayPal email address may be different than what you had registered to the school for. So everyone here should register for socialmediaisthenewhollywood.com. If you just go to social, you got to type it in, or you could use the acronym. But all the movie stars are saying this exact sentence, so it's easy to remember. J-Lo said it again the other day, Jennifer Lopez online on E News, Entertainment News. Social media is the new Hollywood.com, trademarked by Marc Lalonde, and quite often said verbatim by Hollywood movie stars. It's kind of cool. So enter, and there you go. You're going to end up on the school. Sign up for free, and you'll be able to go into this course and at least check out what we're doing. If you want to purchase these courses, I don't know if you guys know me, but when I say $5,000, it's because it's worth way more than that. If I say $2,000, it's because it's way worth more than that. But again, the collaborators who paid $197 one time, you get these for life, and you get to resell them, okay? That's it. It's a beautiful thing. Now, I will say something about this school. It's that whenever someone buys, I'll say it now because I'm on the topic, and Remember, we're having a watch party, guys. So write down your questions. I am here. I'm here tonight. It's the 28th. It's, what is it, like 10:15? Okay, so I'm jumping in the chat and we're chatting. As soon as the watch party begins, ask me your questions. I'm here right now, okay? So now what I want to do is I want to go to the brand resume schedule. Or did I jump all over the place there? Was I going to say something and did I catch a squirrel? When I say catch a squirrel, I mean, was there a squirrel? Did I change subjects? I did. Anyone who buys a course in the future on this website, it'll be very clear in your own school in this free course. It'll be described very clearly. When someone buys a course, they automatically have resale rights, and we talk about them right here. So you can download all the sessions. You can follow your own school instructions to put this course in your own school with your own name, with your own colors. We teach you exactly how to do that. And it's for the course that you buy. So if you buy Brand Resume for $2,000 in the future, or anyone does, you don't get this, obviously. And you can't resell that because you don't have access to it. Okay, and we will verify all of that stuff. We will police it, if you will, okay, on automation. We'll be able to see who's sharing courses on the web. So, that pretty clear how each individual course automatically comes with resale rights. That's kind of part of why I generally don't sell $5,000 courses, generally. I have. Usually they include masterminds and stuff like that, but for a digital course, even though it's worth way more than that, I don't do that, usually. But because of the resale rights, it's just it's not only an extra value or a bonus, it's a life-changing business. I can harp on this for a while, and I probably will as we go along. So that's clear, right, guys? How you must buy the course, and then you get resale rights for just the course that you buy. When we have another course in the future, and you buy that course, you'll have resale rights just for that course. Pretty clear, right? Can you let me know in the chat? But for all the current collaborators, you get both of these. I don't know if you were aware of that. So everyone who paid $197 gets both of them. Now, I know some people are going to say, can I get it too? Can I get it too? Why wouldn't you? You're working from home. Who wants to be a collaborator that's not a collaborator? You don't have to answer in the chat because I'm sure some people will see this replay. If I send a replay, will it? I wasn't going to send a replay of this. You know what I'll do for you guys? I'll let you come in at $297 if you want to tonight. The originals got in. Here's what the Dirty Dozen got. The Dirty Dozen got, I'll tell you what all the collaborators get. Okay, whether you come in tonight at $297, whether you came in at $197 on the second round, or second round, I like that. This is the third round. On the second round, or whether you came in as the Dirty Dozen on the first round. Let's start here. All collaborators get both of these courses a lifetime and resale rights to both of these courses forever. Modify, edit, do all that stuff. Teach you how to do that in here. That's number one. Number one is you get the courses. Number two is you get resale rights. Number three is the people who got in on the second round, you got in at $197. What's number three? Let me think here. No, that's it. It's simple. That's what you get. You get the courses and you get resale rights and you get to modify, edit them, and we teach you how to build your own school. That's what all collaborators get, but you get it for both. Okay? You get it for both. Now, what do the second round people get? Well, they paid $197. People tonight in the third round have to pay $297. There is no exception. Okay, guys? The only exception is if you had a credit card and we only accept PayPal, tell me that in your LinkedIn message. Say, I came in, you couldn't accept credit card, I don't have a PayPal account because I'm from another country, and then we'll honor your $197. We could verify that you We'll just verify that you did request that. We have a few people that needed to pay credit card. We'll get you on credit. We'll take care of that for $197. Anyone who comes in tonight, $297. Is everybody okay with that? Now I would like to talk about the Dirty Dozen, the original 12. What you guys get that round 2 and round 3 are not getting is you get me integrated into your course with you. So what I'm doing is right now I'm scripting out not a testimonial. It's better than a testimonial. It's called a collaboration testimonial. That's what I call it. It's where I talk about you, I edify the crap out of you, and I confirm that you collaborated in brand resume with me. So in my language, it's a video too. So I'm doing videos for each one of the Dirty Dozen. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. Why will it be great? Well, I expect on being an 8-figure earner this year, if not this year, next year. And love me or hate me, people like to follow success, okay? There's a lot of people who don't like me. I don't know why. I wonder why. Hey, why would they not like me? Come on now. I'm beyond that. It doesn't bother me anymore. I had my issues with haters, but now I'm beyond it. So I guess what I can say to that is that they often still show up and take my courses and buy my courses, even though they don't like me. I know it kind of goes against what I was saying about be likable, but it's not really what I mean. I mean, be yourself. So if I'm an 8-figure earner and I'm talking about you very, very highly, it's going to help you. It has helped me in the past. I've been on interviews with 8-figure earners who make 10 million or more a year, and they can't say enough good things about me. And what do? I show as many people that as I possibly can, and then they go, "Oh my God, I want to buy from that guy." Like Thinkific, for example, interviewed me out of like 100,000 course creators, and I repurpose those videos all the time because I was chosen, and just the way they're like blown away in the interview, what they're saying about me, of course, adds to my credibility. Same thing with the platform, My Lead System Pro, MLSP, where I started, did a member of the month, and then the CEO said nothing but amazing things about me. What do you think I do? I milk that stuff. I have those videos. So for the Dirty Dozen, I'm doing that to all of you. Okay, next. Next is the schedule. Okay, guys? Oh, here's the other thing the collaborators get. All of you. You are collaborating on Brand Resume. You will be attending live with us. I'll show you how to sign up for every single night now. You're attending live on June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd, June 4th, June 5th. That's next Monday to Friday, okay? And do you get the replays? Well, you do, because they will be in the course the night of. I'll show you that right now. Before I jump in, those of you who want to come in at the $297, I am not doing a hard sell. All I'm going to do is say go to asklalonde.com/collab. It should still be at $297 because that's what we had it set to. Let me go check. I'm opening my browser. I'll type it in the chat too. asklalonde.com/collab, which is, COLLAB. Enter. Should be $297. Yeah, $297. So what's going to happen is tomorrow morning, let's give it to Monday. On Monday, this will be $497. Okay. So what I need you to do, if you want to come in, I say just do it. Just do it and dig into the courses. Even if you don't want to be a reseller and have your own school, which I don't know why you wouldn't. Keep in mind, I won't be doing a testimonial for you. Okay. And I cannot get you in at $197. Okay. You need to know that now. And there are no refunds. You need to know all of these things now. I said them. They're on the recording here. I'll repeat them. Those of you who come in tonight, it's $297. If you come in by the time that Brand Resume begins, this will be $497. There is no retracting on that. If you play with the numbers up here and just edit them up here and play around and try to cheat the system. Those are the dates. On June 1st, it's $497 for anyone who wants to come in. And we're just going to let that up there for a while until we're done brand resume. And then after that, if you want to be a collaborator, you just have to do like everyone else, buy the course and be a collaborator for that one course. But if you come in at $297 now, you do not. And now I'm going to be like, usually we give bonuses here, but this is so ridiculously insane. Well, what we're doing here altogether that I don't need to sell. I don't need to hard sell. So you're not getting a testimonial from me. I don't have time. It's just the way it is. Only the original 12 people have that. Secondly, if you don't take action on the $297 tonight, we reserve the right to change that to $497 starting on Monday. That's what I'm saying here. So it's kind of legally binding, I guess. At least I'm saying it live, and I will have the recording. After brand resume, or after Monday, it's $497, and then I will keep it at $497 until brand resume is over on June 5th. I'll leave it for the weekend, so we'll go to June 5th, 6th, 7th. Then on the morning of June 8th, it's over. You have to buy the course. And if you become a collaborator, if you spend $2,000 on brand resume, it'll be complete by then. You only have rights for the brand resume. If you spend $5,000 for Octo, you only have rights for Octo. So you have to buy them both to have both rights. So you have to pay $7,000. Once again, ridiculously worth it because you get to resell them as often as you like for the prices you want for as long as you want. So $7,000 is I'm not going to do comparisons to school and to opening a business because that would just be ridiculous. I'm just going to leave that at that. But yeah, for $297 tonight. There we go. That's it. Let's go into the schedule. Let me type in asklalonde.com/collab in the chat right now on the live webinar. http://asklalonde.com/collab. There you go. It's in the chat. Okay, guys. So once you do this, guys, I need the current collaborators and the new people who come in tonight to go to my LinkedIn. Let's go to LinkedIn, search up. If you don't have LinkedIn, send me an email to Marc, M-A-R-C at thewealthytrainer.com if you don't have LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is better. Let me type in my email in the chat of the webinar. MARC at thewealthytrainer.com. All I need, there it is. It's in the chat. Okay, there it is. So it's important, guys, because this is how I match up your PayPal payment with you. Because you may have a company name instead of your name in PayPal. You may have a different email. And if you're telling yourself, I have the same email, go and check. Some people forget. Their PayPal takes an email that they put in when they signed up. And so go in your PayPal, make sure you say, hi, this is John Smith, Mark, and I just paid the $297 tonight. These are the three scenarios you'll tell me. Mark, this is John Smith, with your name, of course. I just paid the $297 tonight, and my PayPal company name is blank, or my PayPal name is my own name. My PayPal email is this, and I paid $297. Or same thing, except I paid $197 and I'm in round 2. I'm not part of the Dirty Dozen, or I'm part of the Dirty Dozen. Here's my PayPal info. Fair enough? Clear? And if you can't find me, just look for me and Tony Robbins, okay? Yeah, that's our picture. This is my profile. M-A-R-C, Mark with a C. Mark with a C. L-A-L-O-N-D-E. And there I am. Okay? And just send me a message. Cool. So now let's go to brand resume. In LinkedIn, I will see whether you're a collaborator because you must take action. New collaborators current collaborators and Dirty Dozen collaborators. Remember, I said all of you, please. Once you do that, I will unlock your brand resume course. So once it's unlocked, you will have access to all of the modules. This is what we're watching tonight, by the way. We're about to watch this together on the watch party. This is when I jump in the chat and ask any question tonight. I'm here, guys. Hello, I'm here. I'm looking at the chat. I'm jumping in the chat as we watch the original brand resume presentation. We're going to watch this, and you can ask me all the questions you want. I highly recommend you do. There are no stupid questions. There are a lot of people on here tonight that are going to be seven-figure earners in a couple of years. And if you're here and you see other people in the chat, and in a year from now, you see them bragging about how they're making seven figures selling online courses, and you go to their schools and you say, oh my God, look at this. They got like 10 courses on there and they're making a couple of million a year. I was there that night. I remember. So this is why ask all the questions you want. I'm not going to just drop you with the 297. You have to understand what's going on here. I don't think you'll get another chance like this again, to be honest with you. And if you do, good for you. Do it. Do it. But this is not an affiliate program. This is what's totally, completely different about this. And I do believe we have the two hottest courses on the planet today that are the most relevant in 2020. Believe me, we're even ahead of the curve. I know we are. So, this is brand resume. I'll just show you my blog really quickly. This is what we are going to build for you. A complete, full brand resume in 1 week. Now we're going to go into detail. I know these are all blog posts here, but it goes much deeper than that. And it's not like just having your own YouTube channel. We're going to implement the videos here for you. We're going to implement all the menus. But we've kind of done this in the past a little bit in Octo Content. What we're also going to do is we're going to go into great detail on your categories, how to choose your categories, what you want to talk about. I talk about wealth hacks, health hacks, random hacks. I'm going to recommend some categories for you that are around your interests and passions and your business. We're going to create a show for you. You need a show with episodes. We're going to create a set of webinars for you that you will teach on. And if you look at my webinars, they're pretty vast. I'm not going to showboat too much here. And you'll also notice there are some courses from Octo Content here. They're going to be locked up within a week. I'm just working on that technology. We will not be teaching. I need some water. We will not be teaching. I need some water. Too much energy drink. My throat is dry. We won't be teaching on how to sell courses on here because we're using your school platform. This is a brand resume. There's no real room for sales here. This should all be free stuff. That's quite important. But if you look at my webinars, like check this out. This is what's blowing the minds of CEOs that land on here. They're seeing everything I've done. And you can go all the way down, literally to my first webinar ever in 2015. June 21st, 2015. And look at this. Look at all those webinars. Those are just the webinars. So we're going to create a webinar section for you because it doesn't matter what niche you're in. You want to have, you want to display that you can do webinars, even if you're doing them for a few people. Okay? My first webinar was literally for, there was 5 people on it, and that dropped down to 2 people by the time it was done. And I had like 3 or 4, between 3 and 12 people for my first year of doing webinars. But now that I have them on my brand resume, if I would have had this in the past, I would have succeeded a lot quicker. Because who do you know that has a dozen webinars documented? Who do you know that has like 100 blog posts documented? Look at this. If I go to my body of work, these are all my blog posts since I started in order, okay? You see 2 days ago when we did the last Octo content, it was open to the public. Take a look at my, let's take a look. I'm going to go to the bottom to my first blog post. You will not have content like this right away. You may, but let's go take a look. I love the way it's laid out like a newspaper. It's so professional. But let's take a look at every single blog post I've done, and then maybe you'll realize why I'm getting all kinds of crazy freaking offers to companies. I'm talking like big companies that you have heard of, that you've seen on TV, that want me to do custom training for them or go in for a consultation for their sales team, so on and so forth. Let me scroll right to the bottom of my page here. Okay, here we are. There we are. January 28th, 2015. My first video ever. I was getting results before I made a video because I had video fear. But I just want to show you guys my journey. I'm not going through my whole journey. I'm going to scroll up fast. As a matter of fact, I'll put the wheel like this. And I had nothing to really show for my last 5 years except a big, big bank account. But that doesn't matter because I changed companies that I worked with, I don't know, almost 20 times. If you include every affiliate program, if you include every idea I've had, all the failures I've had, what people don't see is what I've done. People don't see that I've generated hundreds of thousands of leads for over a thousand businesses, because right now, technologies have changed, I've evolved, I'm using different platforms, so people don't see that. Let me scroll up. As I'm talking, just take a look at everything I've done and why displaying it like this is exactly like a resume. A CEO of a company sees me, lands on this, goes to my blog, and he knows that this is video number 1, and as we move to the top, we're working on to today. Look at the dates. We started in 2015. See, all testimonials. I started with that because I was kind of like, I was getting results, but I was too scared to do videos. Then I started doing videos slowly, started teaching Twitter, started teaching the stuff I was learning a little bit. Then I moved up. You see, I just keep going. That's a lot of blog posts, guys. That's a lot of videos. We're only in 2016. I'm kind of glancing at the dates. And a couple more testimonials along the way. They trickle in. I kept going, started creating content, started getting asked to go on interviews. I would save all those videos. There I am losing 52 pounds in like 2 months. I documented all of that. Just is all part of my life. When I speak at a live event, when I get interviewed. Look at all those pieces of content. And we're still, what are we in, 2018-ish? Yeah, 2018. So then we just keep going, we keep going. Everyone, look, me when I met Tony Robbins, the impact it had on me. Everyone who sees this, they're contacting me. As soon as they go on my blog, they're contacting me right away and they're going, when can we meet? When can we meet? We need you in our company. We need you. I have some questions for you. How much would you charge to do a 1-hour Zoom with our sales executives? And we're talking like, guys, we're talking 4, 5, and 6 figures to do custom corporate stuff. So anyways, as you see, we're going up, where are we, 2019? Quite a bit of stuff, right? And the depth of these pieces of content are insane. Are you going to have this right away? I don't think so. I don't know. I've been doing this for 5 years now. So this is, let's go, we got to go faster. Are we almost there? Are we almost at the top? And I recently did 7 pieces of content in 7 days. And then the way we do this now is every piece of content actually has, every blog post is insane. They're loving this. Every blog post has a description, has the full video, and has a podcast episode, and has your story, your micro story, with a link that goes to your full story. They're all checking this stuff out, guys. It's crazy. So this is what we're building for you in Brand Resume. A little preview, okay? You got your shows, you got your webinars, you got your categories, which are your passions. I'm going to show you in a sec. Your testimonials, your interviews, and this is it. This is your brand resume. This is what we are building for you from scratch. And the best part is I'm creating a brand new one with a pretty cool topic on during the course. I'm going to do it from scratch with new categories, with a new blog, with a new show, a couple of new shows, with new webinars. We're all going to do this in a week. It'll be intense. And I'm going out of the box a little bit. It's going to be about how I fixed myself, my new blog. I do a lot of self-talk, a lot of meditation, a lot of, I do a lot of stuff because I'm a recovering addict, drugs and alcohol. I was broke, I was homeless, and I found untraditional ways to fix myself. Rehab didn't work for me. AA didn't work for me. Nothing really worked for me until I started to love myself. That's the damn truth here. I figured out things on my own by learning from experts online and going to therapy and tearing out a few pages from those books. Figuratively. And I've also done some, I was homeless. I learned a lot when I was homeless. I learned a lot from the soup kitchen. I had a mentor at the soup kitchen when I was, eating, trying to survive, grabbing grabbing food, working my butt off for a meal, that kind of stuff. That I learned a lot of lessons in that book, in that chapter of my life that have helped me not only heal myself, but go from down under, like when I say rock bottom, I mean like under the floorboards. I was the rock bottom. I was like under the ground. I was almost dead. I was at that level. So with that being said, that's what I'm going to create the blog about. Is going to be really focused on my journey on that. Because the Wealthy Trainer, the brand resume, the brand here that I currently use is The Wealthy Trainer, changing lives by creating wealth, financial, and improving health. The new blog I will set up will be mostly for demo purposes, but who knows? Well, it'll be for the course, but who knows? It may take off. So I'm going to take it very seriously. Now, who's ready to build their brand resume? It will bring you things beyond your dreams. It's what it all leads. It's what it all comes down to. Now, let's go to the course itself. Brand resume. It will be unlocked for you. So once it's unlocked, resume course. I'm going to unlock it for you. Here's the action steps you guys got to take. You can see the entire. You can see the sessions, which start here. Job resume versus brand resume. I'm going to go through them quick. This is what we're covering in 1 week, guys, starting on Monday. I'll tell you how to register in a second here. Job resume versus brand resume. Differences and similarities of a job resume and brand resume. We're going to be comparing my real job resume and what it's done for me with my real brand resume and what it's done for me. The two brand resume goals. There's only two goals we wanted to do. The two goals are to attract people to you as a person, opposed to your skills, your product, your service, and to have people contact you through a form on your brand resume. Brand resume musts when adding to it. Must when adding to your brand resume. Has this content helped me and can it help others? That's really the only question you have to ask yourself when creating content and adding. And then you have to accept the attract repel concept. We'll get into that because that's very difficult to overcome. You will get haters, you'll get jealousy, you'll get resistance, you'll get obstacles, you'll have pitfalls, but mostly it's outside influences that you have to really, really ignore and accept that not everybody's going to like you. I don't want to go into it too much here. Brand resume components. We get into the actual components. Your story, component number 1. Your passions. We're going to choose those during the week. Wealth, health, or mind. But we're going to be using other passions like meditation and self-love. Yeah, self-talk, self-love, meditation, and my new blog, because I want to show you guys that don't copy my passions. What are you passionate about? Your experiences, documenting your journey, plus story stitching. Nobody's doing that on the interwebs today. On the interwebs. Story stitching is something I came up with a long time ago, well, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And as I watch people online, I'm like, oh my God, you're not even story stitching. If you were to story stitch, Grant Cardone story stitches, so does Ty Lopez. Gary Vee does sometimes. But yeah, the really big players do it. We'll explain what that is. Your lessons learned. That's a random section usually on your blog if you want to talk about COVID or whatever's going on. Great for trending topics. Your value, that'll be in webinars and interviews. Your credibility, that'll be in testimonials, okay? The viral hit theory. Ooh, this will be the funnest. I'm going to have so much fun teaching this. It's something I have not hit yet, but I will hit very soon. As a matter of fact, we will all make an attempt at creating a viral video. I haven't done one yet, but I think I have I'm going to do one with you guys live. I think I have a good idea for one, but that's another topic. And then we're going to get into build it and they will come. Now we build it. We're going tactical. So let me just scroll up. There are 10 sessions and we are covering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions in day 1. 5 sessions in day 1. Because session number 6, we need a full day for it to build it out. That's day 2, Tuesday. Building your brand resume using the Wix platform. Content formats. And there is a free Wix. Don't worry. We'll deal with that when we get there. There's a free platform option and there are paid options. We'll look at all of those. That's what I just showed you on my brand resume. Content formats, okay? Content formats, creating your video content, creating your audio, create audio voice for podcasts and Alexa and home devices, creating your text content, which is your blog posts, creating your pictures, images content. We need a full week for that. Brand resume menu categories, that's your menu up top with all the different categories. And by the way, for this content formats, I won't just be talking about them, I'm creating them. I'll be like, okay guys, here we go. I'm going to create video content now. You ready? Let's do it. Same thing with audio. We're doing it live on day number 3. Day number 2, day number 3. Day number 4 needs a whole day on its own. Brand resume categories, home, blog, passions categories. I like to call them self-hacks. Shows, webinars, interviews, testimonials, and about. Even if they're empty, we got to create the shell for it, okay? Day number 5, the final day, we need a full day for it too. Create, nurture, and schedule. So start creating and do not stop. Add it to your brand resume as you go. Notify, nurture your audience of new content. Schedule your content creation so you actually get it done. And then be aware of your give versus your ask. We have a 7-to-1 ratio formula. I will go over it there. So you don't always ask. You give 7 times more than you ask, okay? There we go. Now let's go into the closed course, because once it's unlocked, if you go to the actual, what happens is you got all your modules once the course is unlocked. You guys see that on the left? And when you click on the module, it's got the different videos. But this, like for example, on module 1 where we talked about right here, job resume versus brand resume, well, these are only going to be available once we do them. So this is where your replays will be. The Laboom Squad group won't be there anymore. I'll talk about that in a sec. Who's in the Laboom Squad private group that we were using for Octo content? Who's in that group? Put it in the chat, please, right now, and we can discuss it more once I come out in the chat with you. But put it in the group right now. We'll address that in a second here. It's coming down. So that group, we won't be posting the replays in there anymore. It'll be much more effective to put the replays in here. Now, you won't get the help of the other students if there's no group for it. But we're going to address that in a second. We will address it in a second. First, I need you to do this. Go to each of the overviews under each of the categories. See, this has an overview. If you go to the 2 goals of a brand resume, it has an overview. See what I'm doing? If you go to the musts when adding your brand resume, it has an overview. And all of the registration links are here. Go register for all of the webinars. There's only 5. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There's only 5. Now, if you go to any of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they will go to the same webinar. Let's go take a look. That is, it'll tell you the who, what, when, where, and why of brand resume. And it tells you we cover job resume versus brand resume, the 2 goals, the musts when adding to your brand resume components, and the viral hit theory. Now, this seems like a lot for one session, but it's mostly theory. It's me talking. It's preparing you for the tactics we're about to use. So the way I do it is it's one webinar, but I'm going to cut up the webinar into different pieces. So when I talk about job resume versus brand resume, let's say it takes me 15 minutes, then I go to this and I talk about this for whatever time it takes. But then when I put it in the back office, I cut them up in bite-sized pieces. So for the people that buy the course, they're in bite-sized pieces. Does it make sense? So we're literally going to have all of this, all of this, all of this, all of this, all of these in bite-sized pieces, and all of this in webinar number 1. So you're going to want to go ahead and register for that. That's on Monday. And it says it right back here. It goes, important note, the full lessons will be uploaded immediately after the live masterclass takes place on Monday, June 1st. Now, if you go to Build It and They Will Come, well, I said that was 1 week on its own, and if you click, there you go. The full lessons will be uploaded immediately after the masterclass on Tuesday, June 2nd. So this is a completely different registration page. Build It and They Will Come. And that's all we talk about, okay? That's all we apply. Then you go to the next one, which is content formats. Click on the overview. Once again, here it's, not again, this time it's on Wednesday, June 3rd. You click on that, it's a different webinar page. And we cover this. It's going to be a packed week, guys. Oh my God, this is worth so much more than $2,000. And I like the fact that you're all collaborating. Who's coming to all of these? I'm just going to do what I do. Okay, I'm going to do what I do. I hope some of you come. And I hope many of you come and take advantage of this big moment in time. Finally, not finally, we got Thursday coming up, which is the categories. Talk about them here. We talk Thursday, June 4th, day number 4. Register. There you go. Different webinar page, of course. And the final day, which is create, nurture, and schedule. Let's close that. Let's go to that. And you get the idea. Let's go to overview. It's got its own registration link. And there you have it. Okay. Wow. How cool is that? Okay, guys? We're about to have our watch party now. But does all this make sense? It's okay if it doesn't. I'm looking at the chat, but I'm about to jump in because we're going to have the watch party now. Okay, guys? So now you can leave. You can, well, here, we're going to go to the watch party. Here's what we're watching. I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to close all of these windows. And, yeah, you don't have access, guys, until I unlock you. So currently what you're going to see is $2,000 to unlock the course. So don't buy it for $2,000. If just get the $297 tonight. Once again, it's asklalonde.com. I'll type it in the chat one last time, and then when I go in the chat, you can ask questions from there. Okay, so it's asklalonde.com/collab, COLLAB. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy that and paste it in the chat. And there you go. You're going to end up right here. And there you have it. Let me go paste it in the chat, and then I'm coming to join you guys. Who is staying for the watch party? There we go. Okay. There it is in the chat. Okay, I'm coming in. So what we'll do is we will go to back here. I'm going to scroll down. You can also get to this page to watch this video by scrolling down right here. You can go to personalbrandresume.com. Personalbrandresume.com. Enter, and you will go directly there. Okay. We don't have brandresume.com yet. I'm working on it. It's about $2,000, maybe $3,000 right now. I will get the .com. I'm just trying to negotiate it for a little cheaper. I've done this. It's not my first rodeo when buying domain names. So let's go. I'm going to scroll down here, and who's ready? I'm coming in the chat right now, and let's play. Can you hear me, please? Please let me know in the chat. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to me on this live broadcast about your brand resume. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys come in. I'll take a breath. And I'm going to mic up. These live broadcasts always get my nerves a little bit. It may take me a little couple of sentences to feel at ease. So, where are you guys from? Let's start there, and I will. Now, this will go out to a lot of people who don't know who I am, and as far as credibility goes, I will guide you to my brand resume. How about that? What is a brand resume? Okay, first of all, guys, I need to keep this under between 45 minutes and an hour. What I will ask you to do, since this is in fact, come on in, perfect. Can you guys hear me and see me perfectly? I hesitated there because there's nothing perfect about this cat. It's always a little nerve-wracking at first on these live broadcasts, but thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to jump right in, okay? Those of you who know me, let's keep this short. I'll give you a resume summary, and you'll know why I'm doing this further on in this broadcast or this event or this live webinar. Today we're covering the brand resume. I'm going to ask you guys, if anything, if there was any training or webinar you've ever attended, this is the one where you'll need a couple of things. You'll need one of these, many of these probably. As you'll notice, I have 5 pages of notes. It's because I'm condensing the information, and this needs to be ramble-free. I will be myself. I can't help that, but these notes will keep me in line, in check to what needs to be delivered for you to basically rewrite your identity. Cool? Not cool? Do you like your identity? We're going to jump right into it, okay, guys? This is a brand resume versus a job resume. This is what this whole hour of power will be about. Now I'm getting a little more at ease. I'm grooving into it. So I think we're going to start with that. What is a brand resume? I'm talking personal brand resume. What is a brand resume and what can it do for you? Well, first of all, my name is Marc Lalonde. You can see what my resume looks like at thewealthytrainer.com, but we'll get to that at the end because I want to focus on your brand resume. First thing we're going to do is, let's talk about the differences. Maybe I'll start with what my brand resume has done for me. I sell stuff. Okay, I sell stuff. People ask me, what do you do, Marc? What do you do? I want to, I just don't understand. You're talking about how to
7 steps that you used not to get bullied as a child, and meanwhile, people are watching your videos all the time and I can't stop seeing you. What is it that you do? I sell stuff. I sell either my products, I mostly sell products of other people and get my commission, or I quite often help, probably more, the thing I do the most now is I help people sell their stuff. And what I found was that my brand resume is what's doing it. I kind of connected the dots and it brought me back to my younger years when I was in computer consulting. I need to stick to the script, but what I will tell you right now is that by the end of this hour, with your notes, for free, you will be able to start building your brand resume in the correct way. And what it's bringing me is, and what it will bring you is, let's go right to the final result. And then we'll go into the differences of a traditional job resume. I'm looking at the clock. I just saw 444. Traditional job resume and a brand resume, what the differences are. They're huge. It's a completely different thing. So actually right now, who's got a resume for a job? Who's got, put that in the chat, please. I'd like to check that out. Who here currently has a job resume for when you, I don't know if you still apply for a job or if you fired your boss, but do you have a job resume? Please put it in the chat. Well, I'll chime in a second here. What has my brand resume brought me? I've numbered the pages. We've got 4 pages. And one thing about me is the page I'm always seem to be looking for is the page I can't find. So, what has my brand resume brought me and what does it continue to bring me every single day? Speaking gigs. I don't know if you want to these things in your business. We'll share what I get out of my brand resume and then you'll be able to relate or not, or adjust or not. Let's move on. Let's move along. Not move on, move along, because we're on this topic. It brings me speaking gigs. Speaking gigs would be monthly, 1 or 2 per month. Television appearances, not so much. I've done a few. I'll share some with you. Again, because of my resume. What's on my resume? People check out your resume. Your brand resume, we're going through the differences in a sec. It's brought me podcasts and radio guest appearance spots where I'm the featured guest. That's what I mean. I'm not doing the podcast. I'm invited to be the featured guest. Massively huge connections because of my resume. When I refer to resume throughout this little 1 hour or less training, I mean brand resume, not job resume. Let's just go through what it brings me all the time. Connections, daily. I saw your online resume, but what they say is, I was at your blog, but you'll understand what I mean by this ain't your mama's regular or your grandma's, your mama's? This ain't your mama's blog. Could be your mama's blog, but it ain't your regular blog. But this is what attracts people. They can dig in and it's built like a resume, as you will see. Connections from influencers. You may know a few people I regularly chat with. I'm going to humble brag because I'm not only connected with these people, all the ones I'm going to mention right here, I've had chats with, okay, through LinkedIn. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Number 1 being Dan Pena. What's up, Dan? If you see this, wow. Who isn't a fan of a billionaire? Multi-billionaire, I believe. He'll like me saying that. If you know who Dan Pena is, the $1 trillion man, it's a big deal. Tom Bilyeu, we've chatted. Bob Proctor, Russell Brunson, Dean Graziosi, Sam Ovens. Just that's a big one for me, to name a few. That's what my resume has brought me thus far. People asking me to buy my stuff or want to join me in what I'm doing, that would be a daily thing, multiple times per day. Okay, that's what my resume brings me. The more I build on my resume, because it's built the correct way, and I'm syndicating it the correct way, the more of those things I get. The most consistent one is people who want to buy my stuff. Okay, so if you need to sell more stuff, you're going to love my story. I need to share my story to what brought me to a brand resume, which makes me credible to teach you on how to build your brand resume that will bring you all of the stuff I just mentioned and more. I've only been in this business 5 years now, and you'll understand through my journey how I ended up at the Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail. It all leads to, let me see your resume. What do they ask you when you go for a job? What do they ask you when they want to? I'm going to get into it deeper, but we got to move on because almost 10 minutes. That's outrageous. I've got notes. See this? Brand resume versus job resume. Who took a screenshot that fast? Nobody. And since we're live, you're probably saying, put that up again, please. You have your camera phone ready? I'll show it to you at the end. Fair enough? I'll show it to you, and we've got another 40 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'll share it with you at the end. Is that cool? Will that make you stay, or is that like a forceful tactic? Okay, see the real Marc's coming out. I got to chill out. If you don't know me, I can get distracted easily, and I can have a little too much fun on a very serious topic. This is what's happening. Snap back into it, Marc. Self-hypnosis. Okay, brand resume, job resume. Job resume is to get you a job. Brand resume is to bring you business. They're different. They're different. Job resume, it's for an employee, someone who wants to be an employee. These are generally speaking, but they're pretty darn accurate. I just kind of jotted them down. I didn't have enough room at the bottom of the page, so these are just a few differences. A job resume is for an employee. You want to get a job to be an employee? A brand resume is for entrepreneurs. A job resume is for a salary. It's for some kind of fixed salary. They're paying $100,000. It's for the salary. That's what your resume is for, to get that salary. A brand resume is for a fortune, which has no ceiling. There is no income attached. It's a fortune. Okay? So salary for the job resume. Brand resume is this is why it's so important, and nobody has it. Do you have a brand resume? You have a job resume. I'm sure everyone does, but you don't have a brand resume. That's for a fortune. Job resume, okay? You'll be asked to be a speaker for sure because you're told to. Get in front of the boardroom and explain module number 44.4 and how the polymorphism works in those objects. Okay? You're told to go speak in front of the staff. I did. I didn't want to. I was no passion. Okay, I'm not going to hate on the job world because I'm extremely grateful for my career in computers. I was a computer consultant for 18 years. Jeez, that's a long time. That's a long time. I've been retired for 7 years, by the way, because of my brand resume. So I said, you speak because you're told to. With a brand resume, you get asked to speak because you're asked to, not told to. Big difference. In my job, I was told to speak. In my brand resume, I was asked to speak. You get paid very handsomely. That's a side note. Job resume for a paycheck, a fixed paycheck. Kind of goes along the salary. For brand resumes, for profits. No ceiling again. Paycheck, job resume, profits, brand resume. Actually, I'll show you guys. I'll let you take a screenshot as soon as I'm done. Job resume is for popularity and fame is not encouraged. Actually, it's discouraged. You want to keep your mouth shut, do the job you're told, and keep it. Keep your job. Nobody likes to show off. Nobody likes to show off in general, but I think you're understanding where I'm going with this. A job resume, don't show off. Popularity, fame, influence is not encouraged because you're taking someone else's job. Popularity, fame is darn encouraged in the brand resume. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology, but you want to trample your competition if you're in it for the good, okay? Yeah, you want to crush your competition if you're the right person for the job. And you want more influence because your voice gets larger. People, it's not about being the show off, it's about getting attention and being heard and getting bigger and building your audience. It's encouraged. You want that. When I had a side note, my job, when I was going for jobs with my job resume, if I started spamming my job resume all across all the headhunters in the computer world, they would talk to each other and they'd be like, they wouldn't like it. It's too much. Getting a little too much attention and bragging and not bragging, but you know what I'm saying? It's popularity is not that well encouraged. It's not that much encouraged, but in the brand world, the more you're out there, the more your audience builds, the more you're omnipresent, the better. So go quick. This is going by really quick here. I just need you to see the importance of a brand resume. Maybe this ain't for any of you all. Maybe this ain't for you. Maybe this isn't for you. Let's go through it. Job resume. Maybe you love your job and you're working on your next job resume and you don't want a brand resume. Maybe you found yourself here and you'll hear me through for the next 20 minutes. Okay, I'm dropping it like it's hot in a second here. You'll understand through my journey what I went through, whether this is something you need to create or something you don't. Generally speaking, if you're an entrepreneur and you sell something, you sell stuff, this is the best way to do it. Let's go. Job resume, keep yourself to yourself. Yeah. In a job, aside from water cooler, this is a big one. In a job resume, you don't talk about you liking to skateboard or you liking to play golf. You don't put that on a job resume. Well, depends. But in general, no, you keep yourself to yourself. You just put your skills and tactics and experiences, so on and so forth. On a brand resume, you want to be yourself 100. The kids are saying that today. 100% yourself. We're going to get into that big time. That's a huge difference between job resume, brand resume. Job resume, stay equal. This is a competition thing. I'm kind of revisiting. You're safer if you stay equal and shut your mouth in the job resume. Don't show off. Yeah, it's actually almost the same thing as popularity, fame. You want to, in your brand resume, you want to be better than everyone else. You want to be number one on the leaderboards. You want to generate 7 figures a year in income. You want to display that. Okay? I do. I definitely do. I think it's important. I think you can show, if you make a couple of million per year, which I do, I put it there. It's there. I think it's important. I got screenshots of checks. I got leaderboards from different companies where I go number one. I put them in there. It's encouraged to show your achievements more. Your peers, stay equal. Okay, I ran out of room. We got more. You guys get the idea? This is what this is about today. Building your brand resume. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share with you my story. Time is flying. Look at that. 17-7-11. 7-11's my angel number. And I watch a bunch of people drop out. Yes, it's my angel number. Cheers. It's a sip of Rockstar. I need energy to go quick and give you guys the story. See if this is for you or not. And just as a side note, I couldn't help it. Just as a side note, without my brand resume right now is the most important thing, and it's actually the only thing that matters. All roads lead to my resume. Should I get into this now? No, I'm going to share my story, and it's within. So, my call to adventure, okay? I've been selling stuff for a little while now in order to escape my daily job. I was a computer consultant. I wanted to be an entrepreneur and I wanted to start my own business. I failed miserably along the way, but I did find a product in the wellness world that I would sell. So I started selling it. It's pretty well that simple. I started selling the product, making commissions, selling more of the product. It was a weight loss program. So I'd sell it, not mine, someone else's. So it was pretty much like an affiliate deal. I loved it. I get stuff at wholesale price, I sell it. So I started selling it and selling it and selling it. And then I found that it was still kind of like a daily grind. So I saw people online that were influential, and they would talk about how business would come to them. And it was kind of like a unicorn. Okay? Is that possible? People come to you and ask to buy from you. So I'm going to start dropping names, okay? There was once a man, I got to share my story. This is how it went down. I was grinding. I was selling enough product to, okay, we got to get this straight here, because I was making about $200,000 a year in computers. $200,000 to $250,000 in computers, but I did not like my job. I did not like having a boss. So even though I was making less selling protein shakes, I enjoyed it more. And I was my own boss. I had my own hours. So I took a hit, but it was still a grind. But it was worth it. It was half my income. I was making 10 grand a month. So from 20 grand a month, well, yeah, pretty much, to 10 grand a month. It depended in consulting for a lot of factors, but it was about 200,000, went down to about 100,000. So I took a pay cut instantly because I just told you. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. A lot of people know this that have read my brand resume, but I found someone online. Here we go. His name was Ray Higdon. I don't know if any of you heard of him. He teaches people to build teams, okay? So to build sales teams and lead to those sales teams. So I started following Ray Higdon on YouTube, and he was in a program called My MLSP. We'll just leave it at that. And I didn't know what that was, but Ray Higdon was I know he was getting a lot of sales come to him because I bought stuff off of him. I'm one of those people. Like, I was watching him online. I'm like, what's he selling? I want to buy it. And I bought it. I went into something he was selling. So that's when it clicked. I'm like, if I'm buying off him, how many other people are? So what's he doing? I want to do what he's doing. So he mentioned something called MLSP. It's irrelevant. That didn't work out for me, but it opened up a new world to me. Now, what I did was I saw him say it in a video. It's not that it didn't work out for me. We're about to get very specific here. I heard him say it. Leaders follow leaders. Leaders follow leaders. They don't follow leaders. Success leaves clues, so on and so forth. So what I did is I looked up what that was, because all he said was, in one of his videos, he said, I take my education in MLSP, and then this, and then that, and then the other thing. And I'm like, what is that? So I would like rewind the YouTube video, and MSRP, like I put in MSRP, like in Google. What is that? So I found this platform online. We're going back 4 years. And I went into it. I didn't know what it was. I was all by myself, no sponsor. And they're talking about doing videos and putting out content. And I'm like, this ain't happening. I'm not doing videos. There's no way I'm doing videos. Providing value. And like, it was such a new world to me. And I just said, if they're doing it, I got to do it. So I did it. I started getting some success, but I did not like well, I wrote it down. I gotta be careful here. I didn't feel right about the transactional nature of it all. Even though I was a salesperson, I didn't join Ray Higdon because he sold me. He didn't sell me. I just watched him. I liked him. I thought he had a cool personality. and I bought off of him without ever even talking to him. That's what I was searching for. That was the holy grail. How does he celebritize himself to that point where people just come to him? And I knew it was happening. I could see it all the time. He was ranking up in everything he touched. So when I joined this platform, I was doing okay. I mean, I got number one on all the leader. Humble brag. I worked very, very hard, and something didn't feel right. So it's almost like I was doing well, but then I kind of said, no, I'm gonna kind of pivot a little bit. I did. A lot of things. I felt like I was still kind of like not completely free. Not that I wasn't. I felt like I was still kind of working for someone a little bit. There were rules, regulations. I'm not saying be a rule breaker, but it's something. It was so transactional. It was almost like everything was for sale, and I was selling, but everything was for sale. So I started searching for other leaders, not within the platform, but they helped me, and I'll forever be grateful for them because they opened up this whole world. It's just I was pivoting. I was just pivoting as I was going in my journey, and then I found this guy online that completely changed my world, completely changed my complete outlook on everything. I call him my initial mentor. Can anyone guess who it is? If you guys follow me, his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. I bought his book, Crush It. Let me have another sip. This is getting interesting. We're 25 minutes in. I'm okay with this. It was called Crush It. I read the book, and it was over for me. It was over. I didn't know how to monetize that. I didn't understand the whole thing about Gary Vaynerchuk. When I first found him, I hadn't connected the dots. I think I liked him because he said it. Well, he swears a lot. If you're going to look him up, I didn't like that about him. No, I didn't fall in that school. I didn't fall into school. Believe it or not, I was looking for serious business information here. But it's what he was teaching. Believe it or not. I wasn't going for the whole F this, the F bombs. He is pretty funny, but it's what he was teaching. He was teaching to be yourself and not to be so tied into, boxed into a niche or boxed into, share pieces of you. If you like, I don't know, what is it, Labradoodles? If you like poodles, Labradoodles, is that what they are? Golden doodles. They're like poodle golden retrievers, I believe. Whatever it is. Or if you, it could be anything. If you like pepper on your strawberries, which is exquisite, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. But if you like putting pepper on your strawberries, you would share that. Like, what does that have to do with business? This is where he differed. This is where I went for the call to adventure of this online thing, but it didn't feel right. So I kind of got out of it a little bit and kept searching, found another mentor, Gary Vaynerchuk. And when he was saying, be yourself and provide for free, just give it all away, give everything you know, and it will come back to you. Trust the process. I was like, you got to have faith for that. And I'm just going to make sure. It was over deliver for free. That's his whole thing. Provide for free. Sales will come. Have faith. Your brand is you. You're not cornered into the box of a niche. You know, what's your message? That brings me to Gandhi's quote. What's your message, Gandhi? It's not, I help people get more sales so they could attain freedom in their lives. That's not his message. His message is his life. My life is my message, is Gandhi. So that felt perfect. Something inside of me, I'm gonna make sure I stay on track here. Okay, it's taking way too long, but it's okay. We're getting there. It all leads to your brand resume, but you need to understand my story because as I'm talking here, I give everything away for free, and I made $4.2 $4.4 million last year. What did I sell? We're getting to it. Do I have, if you don't believe me, that's okay. I'm going to continue with my story because I'm looking to break, it's unbelievable. You're going to see how all the dots connect in a second here. So I said, leap of faith, baby. Crossing the threshold, they call it in the hero's journey. I said, let's do it. Let's start giving, learning, testing, getting a bunch of leads, finding out how to get leads on Twitter was one of my things, and giving it away, and start giving it away. And then the failures begun. So I had faith, I went for it, and let's talk about the trials and failures here really quickly. We're almost half an hour in. If you guys know me from online, many of you probably don't. Like 90% of you probably don't know who I am. My name is Marc Lalonde, thewealthytrainer.com. This is extremely efficient for me. I could ramble on. I've done 4-hour webinars. I know it's almost half an hour in. This is good time. We're doing well, just so you know, compared to old me. My failures. Why did I fail? Truth is, guys, I didn't fully commit. I was still, let's look. I was still very transactional. So I wasn't sharing enough of me that was non-business related. Sounds kind of like, why does that matter, right? Why would you want to share things that are non-business related? You're trying to sell stuff. That was the problem. All gurus kept saying, pick a niche and stay within. I let their opinions dictate my path. I did. Like when they say, they go, nobody cares about how you stopped bullies from bullying you when you were young. Who cares about that? How are you going to sell more wellness stuff by talking about that in a video? I let them deviate my commitment to the process. And then another one was, who cares if you love skateboarding? What does that have to anything to do with selling more wellness stuff? That's another reason why I was failing. I wasn't committing. And that kept me boxed in. So I was like my statements and my videos were very much like how to get more sales in one phone call with a series of questions that you will ask based on the responses. So they were good. I was sharing good information. My content was solid, but I was boxed in a niche. I wouldn't talk about why when I'm scared to do something and if I'm about to get out of my comfort zone, that's when my greatest, like getting on camera, for example, those are my greatest successes. But what am I going to do? Like, talking about how I bust out of my fears? I use triggers. I use gestures. I use sense. Like that's not, again, according to many people, it's still value, but then I didn't even go deep enough. I didn't go into why I like taking long walks on the beach, y'all. Okay, so I didn't fully commit. That's why I failed. So I still had to go get sales. Sales were not coming to me. Now, how did I get out of that rut? I went back to focusing on my mentor, Gary, and not listening to anyone else. Gary was my initial mentor. I wish I had his picture behind me, but you're going to see him in a second because I'm going to share something with you, a super quick clip. I stopped thinking transactionally, and I started to, this was the rebirth of me. I started documenting my journey. So if it's date night, it's date night. If I'm making, if I want to lose an extra 10 pounds this month, well then I'm cutting out my carbs. I'll share that. I'll share that journey. And if I'm going to make a sales call or going to a business meeting, here's how I prepare. I would document that. So I started documenting everything. If I want to start a new business, I'll share that. So I'm still selling indirectly, but not really, because that's my life. I don't know if do you guys understand the difference? I'm sharing my journey. Now, here's what I'd like to do. I've been harping on this for a long time, those of you who follow me, when they say, well, a long time. I've been harping about this for about 3 months because my boy Gary, but I never really committed to it until recently. My business is off the chain because of this transformation, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug a video that just aired last week on the Gary, the Weekly V Show. Is just a little clip. Because every time I tell people that, they're like, what should I talk about? I'm like, talk about what you do. Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? Do you like Rubik's Cubes? Throw that in there. They're like, what? So, don't take it from my mouth. Take it from the horse's mouth. Let me plug this short video in right now. It's 30 seconds. This just aired last week. And when Gary said it aired, yeah, last week. When it aired on the Weekly V Show, I was like, this is it. I'm screenshotting this and I'm going to share it on my next webinar. So here it is. Check it out. I'll be right back.
So like I started a YouTube channel, and like one of the questions I wanted to ask you was like I'm having trouble like finding a niche because like I like do so much shit. Like obviously I played football.
I don't think you need to find a niche. I think your niche is that you are that human being.
Yeah.
Football, After Effects, small town kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure 17 other things you haven't told me yet.
Yeah.
Your niche is you, the human.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, I need a niche, which actually means I need to stay narrow in something and just talk about football.
Yeah.
That's the reverse. You need to be as broad as possible, but fully you, which becomes your niche. That's me.
Yeah.
I talk about, the Jets. I talk about sports cards. Yeah. I talk about wine.
Yeah.
I talk about business, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not a niche. I'm broad as. My niche is that I'm Gary.
Yeah.
That's your niche.
I didn't know about that.
And that's right, because I'm so pumped Brandon came to film because that's like one of the better ways I've articulated. It's crazy, bro. Good news, you're about to be in a video that a lot of people are gonna watch. That just helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
Similar to when I said document, don't create.
Yeah.
Your niche is you, the human. Everyone's holding back their full self. And then they're like, okay, I'm only showing people 3 parts of me and I gotta pick one. So they go this narrow instead of being them. And that actually is the macro niche.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, because like everyone on YouTube like watching how to grow and shit, it's all about like you have to pick a niche, like be SEO, like that's how you do stuff, but in reality
that's
like,
transactional.
Yeah.
That's how you get subscribers and views, but long term, don't build actually something meaningful.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? You understand?
100%.
Dude,
yeah.
like.
Okay, am I back? What'd you think? I bleeped out the swear words. There were quite a few. Now, let me ask you this. I'm looking at the chat. Did that video and the time we spent here together so far, did this give you a little bit of a paradigm shift of how you want to create content and put out there? Did it? For me, it did. It was my rebirth. It was literally my rebirth. Now, I want to get this right because I don't want to miss anything. When I say rebirth or resurrection of Marc Lalonde, I murdered the transactional mindset Marc. I killed him. I go, I'm not going to be an upfront sales guy no more. I don't know if some of my mentors would appreciate this statement, but I killed sales. Excuse me. Too much of this. You know it's live when. I would have cut that out for sure. So guys, let's see. Okay, good. I'm going to ask you, is it kind of refreshing? Is it kind of refreshing the fact that you get to share yourself and your journey more than being so boxed into your content? Now, I know I'm going to get off track because I'm very passionate about this rebirth. I killed the transactional mindset Marc, which means I killed the sales process, the upfront sales process. Buy my stuff because it's the best. I killed that. I did well, but I was going to get the sales. They weren't coming to me. I killed it. What did I rebirth? I gave birth to value providing, non-agenda driven Marc who shares pieces of himself along the way. For free. Value Marc for free. That was my rebirth. So when I say shares his journey, those are I call them my adventures and my travels. I document my failures. I have a fan base who follows me, and they see me when I slip. I mean, including alcohol. I don't drink. I used to drink. I used to take drugs. I don't take drugs. There was one moment in time where I slipped. I shared it. Is it risque? Not to me. It was literally like taking a... Did I sell more stuff? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do I share more? Do I sell more stuff when I talk about my love for cats? Hell yeah. Connections are created at scale now. So that was my rebirth. Kind of like an awakening, okay? Revelation. I finally changed. Atonement, they may call it, in the hero's journey, which is a resurrection, a rebirth. Now, here was the problem. I'm about to receive a big gift. And this is going to be the coolest part of this entire webinar for me. Are you guys already going to, like, with what you have seen so far, have you gotten value, and will this change your way of creating content? Does it make sense to you? Because I don't need to ask you if you think I'm right. I'm going to use one of Gary's lines. I know I'm right. I know I'm right because I wake up with an inbox every single morning of people asking me about what kind of cat I'm getting, or that they're proud of me because I quit alcohol, or because how my mom's doing in her treatments right now. All the things that I talk about that are non-business related have changed my entire business and the way I do business and the way I provide content. Now, here was the problem. This is where we're going to a brand resume, a central location for all your stuff. Social media is scattered. I put content out there. This is going to get really fun for me. I'm going to show off a little bit. Social media is a little bit everywhere. You don't own the social media. What if somebody wants to watch more of you? What do? They scroll down your Instagram, or they go down and look at your Facebook timeline. Come on, really now? Your Twitter timeline? What if you had a kick-ass piece of content that has to do with making more sales? 3 questions you need to ask your prospect in order to close them instantly. But you did it a year ago, and it still works well today. And if someone sees that, they're in. They're like, I want to work with you. I don't care what you sell. I don't care what you do. I saw that video. I'm in. I want to work with you, is what they're going to say. Or I want to buy from you. If you think that's not true, it's very true. Now, here was the problem. And here's where I received the gift. This is going to be a humble brag. My mentor, Gary Vaynerchuk, was leaning towards the idea of a brand resume. And he was leaning towards this just a month ago. He had that revelation. He said, what if I have a spot where I put all my videos and it could be searchable and people could look up like all my content library? He even said that. And I'm like, holy schnutz. Can't swear on these things. I said, I talked about this 2 years ago when I did it. I started a brand resume 2 years ago. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know, maybe Gary Vee saw my video and copied me. I'm not quite sure. I'm joking. I don't know. No, he didn't. He didn't. But great minds think alike. That's another joke. I'm excited now because what I'm about to share with you is going to change your entire business. It's your brand resume. A place online, a blog, where all your content is housed, where it's all there, it's accessible, and everything you've ever created is your resume. What does your resume contain? Well, your resume will contain things like about you. Doesn't your job resume contain that? Yeah, about me. Should have an about you. It should have your experiences. Does a job resume have that? Of course. Of course. but instead of having your job experiences here, your content is your experiences because you're documenting your journey. Do you see the coalition? And that's probably the wrong word. Do you see the similarities? Your accolades, your wins, your awards, you would put that on your resume, your job resume. Why don't you have a brand resume sharing that in the business world? Think about it here. Think about it. Your references, you have references in a job resume. In a brand resume, we call them testimonials. Okay? Do you have who here has a brand resume? Just like a job resume online. It's going to be the mandatory thing. Nobody's doing it. Not the way I'm about to show you. No way. If you had a brand resume, like a job resume that was perfectly built, the way I'm going to show you, you are going to get sales come to you all the time, without fail. Someone wants to know something about you, instead of saying, oh, you go, here's my resume. Go check it out. And when they could, within 2 clicks, access any of your content that you've ever done, including your accolades, your experiences, your testimonials, all in one spot, it's over. They're going to fall into the Marc Lalonde rabbit hole, which is me. They're going to go, oh, then there's this, then there's that. Everything's 2 clicks away. This brings me back to my consulting days. When I consulted in computers, I could not fill all the job offers I got. And this is where something clicked. This is where Gary V talked about this a month ago. 1 month ago. I'm going to prove it to you. It's like he invented it. It was unbelievable. I'm like, dude, I did that. I publicly came out with this in a video, and I called it the clog. I called it the clog in a video, and I implemented it. Nobody else was doing it, like at this level. I called it a clog because it's a content log. Where, anyways, it's a brand resume is what it is. So when I was in the consulting world, I had a 28-page resume. I did. And I had my picture on it. Things they tell you not to do that. But with every experience I had, every new job, I worked 32 jobs in computers. I was a consultant. Every job brought value to the resume. So I would add it. I had a 28-page resume, and I had a one-page resume summary that had cross-reference it. I did this. I was a database analyst at this company. Go on page 18 of the full resume for details. So when I would apply for jobs, I had it was a 2-page because it was 28 pages in the full one. So they could look at this resume summary, and if they wanted more on that, they would go and check out the guts of it. Okay? People used to laugh at me all the time. But while they were laughing at me, they were looking for work. And while they were laughing at me, I had job offers coming in left and right. Okay? So as I got more jobs, I remember at one point it was at like a dozen pages, and I was getting more jobs than anybody. Then I got another job. It went up to like 16 pages, 18 pages, 20. And the more content I had on my full resume, it was unbelievable. It was like job offers were coming in so much that I said, look, I can't even work for you for $500 a day because I'm so much in demand. Look, they want to hire me. You'll have to pay me $600 a day just because of supply and demand. They're like, done. If you say yes right now. So I'm like, okay, that relates here. A brand resume, the fuller it is, the more they can look at your stuff. Are you with me? Okay? Are you with me? You guys agree so far? I hope you do. I hope some of you make this jump and create your brand resume. Now, what I want to do is I want to show off a little bit. May I? I want to share, and this will be great for documentation. I want to share when I had this idea of a clog. I'm not saying I invented the idea. I'm just saying at this point, I was reborn. I was resurrected. I was providing pieces of me. Just like you saw in the Gary V video. My brand was evolving. I was reborn as a value for free, and let's share about me. I wrote that down somewhere. Where is it? I wrote it down. I wrote it down. I want to say, what is that? Give for. I want to say it because it was good. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. I kept branding myself. I don't want to miss anything. So, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah. You know, I did a full search. No, I got to share the content log. Would you guys like to see what I still call it a clog. What I'd like to do right now, I'd like to plug in to show off the clip of me when I announced this to the world on an Ask Lalonde show. Yes, I modeled my Ask Lalonde, my last name, Ask Lalonde show, modeled after the Ask Gary V show. I model a lot of Gary V's stuff. Obviously, he's my main man. He's my main mentor. So when I made that decision of a content log, I just started doing it. And it's evolved since. You're going to see the newest version. And when Gary Vaynerchuk mentioned it last month, I couldn't find that clip. If any of you find that clip, let me know, please. I'd love to, on the next webinar I do, my next brand resume training I do, I'd like to include it. But what I did find was just last week, someone asked him about it. What about the Gary V search engine? That's what he calls it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's exactly what I'm doing. So my mind is blown. I'm like, oh my God, like this is amazing. I've been doing the thing that he just started doing, but I've been doing it for a long time. I'm on the right track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the clip of him first. Yeah, him talking about it, how excited he is about it. Find everything in one spot about me. And then I'm going to share the clip of me saying it from 2 years ago. I'm doing what Gary V does to himself, but I'm doing it about Gary V. It's fun. It's fun because I was right. I was very right. My results prove I was right, but what validates my decision to go this way, brand resume, is that Gary V is doing it. So I'm going to even compare. Mine's been up forever. I've remodeled it over the years, the 2 years, but we'll look at mine and we'll look at the one he just released. I was on the right track. It's like God gave it to me, that idea, but it was based on my consulting education. Are you with me? So I'm going to share those clips. Then I'm going to share what they both look like. And then after that, you should be changing. You should be working on your brand resume. I hope I've given you enough juice to really think about how to do that. And I will help you if you want, okay? At the end, after I show those videos, show you what it looks like, I'm going to show you also my when I got everything that's resulted in, top of leaderboards, all that stuff. I'm going to share with you some of my results. I can even show you some income that comes from that, from my brand resume. I'll show you me on my TV spot. I'll show you a couple of images of uncomfortable situations at first when you're not used to speaking and people want to pay you to speak. You just do it. Get out of your comfort zone. I'm going to share some stuff with you. But first and foremost, I want to share you Gary V saying it just last week, but he said it a month before. That was when he discovered that idea or thought of it. And I'm going to show you mine from 2 years ago, and then we're going to keep on going. Okay, let me know when you see my screen, please, in the chat. Please. Okay, can you guys see and hear my screen, please? Can you hear me and see my screen, please? That'd be awesome if you let me know in the chat, because I'm on a different mic for screen sharing. This is not an injected clip. I'm playing this right from YouTube, so the sound should pick up. Here we go. To summarize, this just happened last week, and Gary V was asked about his new brand resume. His brand resume concept. No, he was asked about his search engine, which, as you will see, is exactly what we are about to implement and what I've implemented, as you will see. So let me play this little clip.
How's your Gary V search engine going? What was the idea behind that or the plan?
The idea of that was we built it for ourselves. So we were using it for ourselves. Now we've made it front facing. We've given it a little push. We're going to give it a bigger push. We're making it better and better. At some point I'm going to really push it. It's great. You're sitting here, you're gonna fly back to Australia and be like, fuck, I wanted to ask him about this. You can literally type that in and fucking find it if I've said it. It's fucking gnarly. Plus we're systematically structuring the data for voice. Hey Alexa, I want to speak to Gary. Gary, how would I manage a manager who's poison? And then I'm gonna start talking. I have to be careful to not show how strategic it all is. You know, because my team, it's been written, is what I will tell you.
It's been written by Marc Lalonde. This is where we discovered this idea. I'm being facetious. Okay, so that's what Gary revealed the other week. We're going to go look at his search engine, and you will see that it is our brand resume. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go to my video from 2 years ago, just to show you how much we are on the right track. Let's go. Okay, so I'll just open it. I have it in another tab here. The reason I don't like doing the screen share, I rather inject videos, is because, as you noticed, I'm kind of immune to it, but I wasn't able to clip Gary's language there, okay? I apologize, guys, for all of you watching. I'm so immune to it. I'm like, I don't think he swears in that clip. And yeah, he swore like 3 or 4 times. He dropped the F-bomb. And since we're live, I'll know for next time, never, note to self, never inject a Gary Vaynerchuk video in your live broadcasts without checking them first, or never screen share him. Just for that reason. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to take full responsibility. So here we go. We are going back to April 2018, episode 24 of the Ask a Lalonde show. Here we go. We're going to talk one day about what a clog is. The clog is the answer. I don't think anybody's using that. Have you guys heard of a clog? Not a blog, not a vlog, but a clog? I don't know if it exists. I made it up this morning. Do you guys know does that exist? I don't think it does. Clog, C-L-O-G. Doesn't exist? Because I'm coining the term. If it doesn't exist, I'm coining clog. Right now, you heard it here today, right now. You guys want to know what a clog is? Hey, Carlene, I'll stalk you too. I'll stalk you. Anybody tuning in, I'm doing some stalking. Who wants to be stalked? Now we'll have somebody tuning in and going, Mark, stalk me, please. Please stalk me, with the wrong idea, if you know what I'm saying. It's pretty unfiltered, right? So, who wants to know what a clog, C-L-O-G? Hey, this will be fun. I get to reveal what's going on in this thing. This is going to be, am I allowed to do a bold statement? This is going to be a real bold statement. Real bold statement. I want to redefine the way blogs and vlogs are built and displayed. I want to redefine it. Let me explain. Who knows what vlog stands for? The V in, who can tell me what vlog stands for? Some people don't know. What does vlog, V-L-O-G, stand for? I want to know. We're going to get some interaction today. You got it, Michael Drake. Video log. Video log. Vlog, right? Yeah. It's video log. V is for video log. Who knows what blog stands for? Who knows what the B is? A lot of people don't know that either. So video, it's actually video log. Vlog. Blog, the B stands for something else. Okay, the B, a lot of people don't know this. It's derived from weblog. Then people kept saying back in the Netscape Navigator days, those of you who remember dial-up, it was weblog. And then even before that, it was that. Just weblogs, MS-DOS, like I'm talking like command line stuff. And then it just became weblog, blog. So the B doesn't stand for anything. It just comes from weblog. So a blog is generally a weblog, like written word, written text. A vlog is video stuff. Like Gary V, for example. Who knows Gary Vaynerchuk? You will rarely see him write a whole page of text. Okay? So it's a video log. Chris Record, a vlog. It's a video log. There's just a little bit of text, then it's all video, all videos. And then some people like Michaela Alexis, that'll be text with an image. So some people blog, some people vlog. I recommend both, of course. A nice article with a video. The way the proper structure, actually, I just recently figured this out. Some people say, put the video, then put the text below for SEO and stuff. Some people say put the text first and then have the video at the bottom. It's good to have the title, then have the video below text, then put half intro to your article, and then put the video, and then put the rest of the article. But I'm still researching that for the optimum clog post. Okay. Who's ready for clog? Who's ready for what clog is? Clog is a content log. Now let me explain. When you go to a blog or a vlog, you're faced with, in my opinion, you guys be real with me here. Tell me what you think. I know the clog dance. Yes, tell me what you think. I find that on a clog, not everything is easily accessible in 2 clicks. 2 clicks is the magic number. So everything you've ever done in your career, is it accessible in 2 clicks from anywhere on your clog, content log? It's a library. It's not a blog, it's a library. It's your library. All the books are laid out. I want to read about the 5-second rule. There it is. I could see it up there. I'm going to go grab that book. I'm on the Wealthy Trainer clog on my blog. We'll call it a blog for now because we haven't really put clog out there. But on my blog, the whole goal is if you want to see my podcast, or if you want to see my interviews or my testimonials, or you want to see my webinars, my paid ones and my free ones, or you want to see my content on health, or you want to see my content on wealth, or you want to see my life lessons learned, you are always 2 clicks away from any of that anywhere you are. So the library is always there. I believe that's going to be the future. It's your online resume. It's your online resume. Give me 2 more weeks. Go to thewealthytrainer.com. You'll see what I mean. So when somebody says, what do you do, Mark? Thewealthytrainer.com. Knock yourself out. Yeah, but I want to know, like, what do you do? Just go there. Just go there. It'll be so solid. It'll work with Mark. Ask Mark a question. Mark's bookmark. Mark's question period. And life hacks. Like, it's just, you'll look at the way it's built. Just go to thewealthytrainer.com. It's not full yet. My content has to be populated. And I'm doing breadcrumbs to make it all. Everything needs to be 2 clicks away. So you'll be able to get to anything I put out there in 2 clicks. Okay, makes sense? We're going to demo that. We're going to do a webinar on that. That's a little more advanced, but not really. Because here's the thing. Your clog is we'll go blog. Your blog is a reflection of you. Your blog is you in digital format. So every time you do a video or a piece of content, with intention. So I talk about bullying in one of my pieces of content. Bullying. That'll go in the category, I call it random life hacks. So I have a category like that. So whenever I have something on my mind, bullying has not, I was bullied. Didn't last very long though. I turned that one around quick. But the lessons I've learned in my experience to being bullied, what is valuable to many people, especially in today's day and age. So I make a piece of content like that and I put it in my library. And the fact that I'm putting it in my library, opposed to just doing a live on it and it dwindles away and I syndicate it and that's it, that's all, is day and night. And I'll tell you why. Somebody goes to your blog and they go to check out one post. I got the sweat going. This is Diva Light, I'm telling you. And they go to one of your blog posts and then they go, oh my God, what else is here? And they start going into that rabbit hole of yours. They get hooked. They're like, what else? It's a library. It's your own physical, digital library. And people will keep coming back, not only for what's going to come out tomorrow, they'll do that, but they're going to get to see every little piece of you just by you sharing one post. If they like your post, what I like to do is I like to cut off my videos. Now, you'll see in my new brand, I'm launching my new brand in about a month, my whole new Wealthy Trainer brand. Branding University is one of my companies. The Wealthy Trainer is my brand. If I didn't successfully brand myself, how could I teach branding, right? So I'm getting those numbers up. I'm getting those social media numbers up. And it makes sense. That wasn't even an answer to a question, was it? Okay. So I can't believe I was following Gary Vee for a long time, obviously. I'm rewatching this with you guys. So, as you can see, it's clear that I was copied by Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm joking. But this was the birth or the seed. I call it a clog in this video, but that is the brand resume. Couple of things to note here is, wow, look at that video quality, right? We always evolve. It's funny watching back at this. And what's really cool is that I do have multiple companies and they're all doing well because of my brand resume, guys. I'm going to show them to you now. I'm going to show you Gary Vee's search engine that he just released. And I'm going to show you my brand resume. Now, this is you, by the way. Your brand resume is you in digital format. Your brand resume is your top of funnel to anything you do. Gary Vee even says that. Here we go. Gary Vee even says that. He goes, the reason VaynerMedia is so booming is because of him. You are the entry point to anything you do. Okay, so now what I want to do is I just want to say, I want to demonstrate visually why I believe a brand resume is more powerful than a personal search engine. Okay? I'll tell you right now, because it's a personal search engine and more. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you what Gary Vee's blog looks like and Gary Vee's search engine looks like. And I'm going to show you what my brand resume looks like. Basically, it's everything in one. So let me go there now. Okay, there we go. We got the big window now. So I got the whole window. Can you guys see Gary's blog? Now, I love Gary Vaynerchuk. I owe everything to Gary Vaynerchuk. I always like to take what I learn, take pages from different books, apply them to what I'm doing, test the crap out of them based on what I learn. Once I test them, get results, analyze my results and my metrics, and try to tweak and come up with a better solution, like any entrepreneur does. So I started by saying that I owe everything to Gary Vaynerchuk, pretty much. A lot of it. I tore a big page from his books, okay? And I mean that like figuratively, okay? And I did tear some pages out of his other books too. They're on my corkboard right here. But here we go. This is Gary's blog. This is Gary's search engine that just came out. This is the Wealthy Trainer blog. So we're going to go through a couple of things and a couple of observations. I want you to look at this as a brand resume, because this is what this is all about. It's about your resume. A couple of things to notice too are, or to note are, let's assume people don't know you yet, okay? With Gary, if someone comes here and they don't know who he is, okay, they have to dig a little bit. It's amazing. It's very crisp. It's very clear. But if you want to dig into his content, and you'd go to blog, right? And you start searching, and again, it'd be the same kind of dilemma, or not dilemma, but the same challenge of, what if you wanted to find something on a specific topic, or you wanted to see everything in one place instead of going through scrolls down here? You could search, so you'd go up here, click on the search bar, and let's say I want money. Perfect. Now I'm going to get his blog post with money, but once again, the same challenge. Not everything is in your face. So when he announced that he would have a search engine, I'm going to it right now. This is what I envisioned in the clog or the brand resume. This is what I'm talking about. This is absolutely, and this was the vision. This is the vision of a brand resume. Now, if you don't know who Gary Vee is, that's an issue. Why do you want to search all his stuff? I'm not saying you don't want to. It's crazy powerful, but let's test it out. Let's look up money here. This is what I'm talking about. It's all there. Now, I'm just going to show you a couple of things with our brand resume. These are two places. I believe they should be in one place. I believe a brand resume is your identity. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I know I'm right on this. Everything should be in one place. Your about, your testimonials, your books, your interviews, whatever else you have going on. I also, and again, I love Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm just showing you guys that when you're playing at this high of a level, you want to have your highlights, if you will, highlighted on your front page. And that's what we've done with the brand resume. Now, if you look at the top bar here, you can get access to any piece of content you want. Now, let me show you what I mean by that. If I was to go to life hacks, wealth hacks, since we're talking about money, I were to click that, what you get is instant access to every piece of content I've ever done on one page. If you wanted to go up in the menu and gander, I want to see interviews. Let's go to interviews. You have every single interviewed or TV show or anything I've done in terms of me being interviewed on one page. Does it look familiar? Let's go back to Gary's search engine. Does it look familiar? You see what I'm saying? When he released this and I looked at it literally last week, I was like, this is it. This is it. Now the main differences are on our resume, all the categories are so clear on every page. Testimonials, there we go. What people are saying about Marc Lalonde, the wealthy trainer. You want to go to shows? Let's go to the Ask Lalonde show. 1 click, 2 clicks. Okay, it's that simple. You can either play the way you can play the videos is pretty simple. You just basically click on the video itself, and there it is. Now, what I really love about this, I'm not comparing, but I am comparing, because look at this beautiful description that's picking up in SEO on the side. This is incredible. On every video, people could go watch it in full view and read about me. My name is Marc Lalonde. The whole story's here. My mentors are Gary Vaynerchuk. So, I mean, if you look at Gary's search engine and you look at our brand resume, it's essentially kind of the same thing, but all in one place. Now, I like the level of detail. I think it's important to have a level of detail. I'll go to interviews. And again, the categories go deep. I think I'm up to 400 pieces of content thus far. But if you were to look at the detail on the initial page, so before clicking on a video, there's so much detail. Your brand resume, right? It's in your face. The less digging they have to do to find what they want to find about you, the better. I said 2 clicks away, my dream has come true. If you go here, there's not much here. There's a lot of wasted white space. I know he's working on it. Gary, feel free to copy my stuff. Okay, guys, that was a stupid joke. I couldn't help it. I'm having fun here. But Gary's doing okay. He's on the right track. Again, I'm going to stop. The day we meet, he's going to tear me apart if he ever sees this. So there it is, guys. This is the brand resume. This is how I get everything. This is how business is attracted to me. Once I send people here, they come here. And I'm going to ask you guys, how do you feel about all this? Do you feel it's important to have a brand resume? I also want to show something here. There's also a blog on this brand resume, but I wanted to have it in vlog format at the top so that people can have super easy access to any of the shows I've done, any of the, like if you look, you could pick any show in one click. Again, this is sharing a lot about me. I'm not even selling a weight loss product now, but I share my weight loss journey because I lost 52 pounds of body fat in 2 months and I documented that. And also, just like a resume, I have an about right here. And this has my entire story from beginning to end. And as you can tell, I keep updating this story and populating it. It's got my story, it's got the entire story, and it's got images throughout. And then, of course, you've got the people I've met, the people I've learned from, the people I've done collaborations with. You've also got, here's my TV appearance. So as I get new experiences, or as I move along my journey, I just continuously update my, that's right, my resume. So if you were to meet me online, or if you were to stumble upon me and you saw a piece of content of me online and you clicked and ended up right here on my resume, would you be more likely to contact me and work with me, or open up some kind of communication with me, or let's get to it, would you be more inclined to buy my stuff or join me in my journey after digging through my resume? Would you be more inclined to do that? Would you be more inclined to contact me if you're a news channel after you've read my story, after you've consumed some of my content, after you've gone on to, let's say, they want to learn. I do a lot of corporate work. I got a lot of corporations that want me to train them on online marketing and personal branding. And they're saying, we're contacting you because we went to your webinar section and we started scrolling down and we started scrolling down and we kept scrolling down. And some of these trainings blew our mind. Like if you look at the Amazon device training, that's an award-winning one. But I'm just saying, all I do is I keep populating my resume, populating my resume, populating my resume, and populating my resume. And the next thing you know, just like my 28-page technical job resume in the real world, where jobs were coming in left and right, well, guess what? I'm populating this just like I did that resume, and the same results are taking place. Is this making sense to you guys? If you did not know me, like 99% of people do not, well, more than 99%, I don't mean in the world, I mean people just don't know me when they first stumble upon me. If you were to land on this, The Wealthy Trainer, it's pretty obvious what I do. If you look at this scrolling menu that automatically slides through, it tells you what I am, what I do. It shows you what I look like. It shows you all my content. It shows you everything a resume should, which would be my about you, my experiences, my accolades, my wins, my awards, my references, of course, in forms of testimonials. And not only does this attract sales to me for people wanting to buy my stuff or join my teams or whatever I'm doing, it gets me speaking gigs, it gets me television appearances, podcast, radio guest appearances by 8-figure earners, by the way, who are interviewing me. It attracts massive connections to me. And there you have it. I think I made my point. My question now is, do you have a brand resume or do you only have a job resume? My next question is, are you an entrepreneur who is trying to sell more stuff? And my third question is, if you do not have a brand resume, will you make one? Will you build one? Will you begin the process of putting one together by building content, by making content and populating your brand resume? I really, really hope so. Now you have enough today to go do this. If you have the paradigm shift I hope I've given you, you can go out there and you can start doing this. And I really, really hope you do. Now, as I put mine together, as I built this thing, you know, because I just proved it to you, I just showed you. I've gone through tons of pitfalls. I've been working on this thing for years. Since the inception of it came into my mind, which is 2 years ago, with the clog, I've been struggling with pitfalls. I've had ups, I've had downs, I've had all arounds. Now I'm finally here. I have a brand resume that's delivering on its promise. So what I'm asking you is, do you want me to help you set yours up? Do you want me to help you build your brand resume, get the shell in place, go through all the basics of creating your content and populating your brand resume as you gain your experiences? If the answer is no, you can do it yourself, I am super pumped up for you because I really, truly do believe I've given you enough to start digging, to start testing, and to start actually producing and creating. I really believe you have enough. You just have to put in some elbow grease, start using Google and YouTube to get the technicalities figured out along the way, and don't quit. Get it together, because once this brand resume is in place, all you need to do is focus on providing content to your brand resume, and I promise you, the rest will take care of itself. I have people that stumble upon this brand resume and they will tell friends and tell coworkers and tell peers. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help some of you. I'm super excited. I put something together to not only facilitate the process of having you create your own brand resume, but it's pretty well taking you by the hand the whole way through. So let me share this screen.